For the first time in better than a month, the Lancaster Barnstormers actually get to stay at home after completing one series. They have another beginning here tonight. The Sugarland Skeeters are in town. We'll play a four-game series against Sugarland this weekend, and I don't know, sadly, I suppose, this is the final time we'll face the Sugarland Skeeters during the 2017 regular season. The Barnstormers enter play tonight, coming off winning 2 out of 3 against the New Britain Bees, including last night's thrilling 6-5 comeback win, scoring 3 times in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Lancaster has the record of 17-9 in the second half, leading the Freedom Division by 2.5. Sugarland took 4 out of 6 against the Somerset Patriots in an extended series down at Constellation Field. They won the first 4, and then Somerset came back to take 2 in a row, including a rain-shortened win last night against the Skeeters. The Skeeters are 12-13 in the second half. They trail the Barnstormers at the moment by 4.5. They're 2.5 behind York in the divisional race. So obviously Sugarland is coming in here with the objective to make up some ground. The Barnstormers lead the season series against the Skeeters 10-6, and they won 4 of 6 at Sugarland coming out of the All-Star break. So the Barnstormers will have the tiebreakers against the Sugarland Skeeters if they take 2 out of 4 in this series. And the Barnstormers have only failed to win twice in a series at home, once over the course of the entire season. Our pitching matchup tonight, Brad Bergeson will go for the Barnstormers. Bergeson had his earned run average below 4 for a while. He's pitched very well his last 6 starts and then gave up 3 hits in a row as Ross Peoples tried to stretch him out Saturday night, knowing a bullpen day was ahead on Sunday. Now, Bergeson starts tonight 7-6 with a 4.07 ERA. He'll match up against Jake Hale, who has been one of the aces this year for Sugarland. Hale is 7-3 with a 2.65 earned run average on the year. Hale has beaten the Barnstormers twice already. Bergeson is going to making his 4th start against the Southern Maryland, or against the Sugarland Skeeters rather, this year. He is 1-1 with a 3.5 earned run average. Bergeson and Hale, the pitching matchup here this evening. I'll have Joe Gardner with me on the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report. When we come back, Joe with the nice start last night for the Barnstormers. We'll have that coming up next here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
After you juggle the kids, sports, homework, housework, and squeeze in a moment for yourself, there isn't much time left to plan activities to keep your family having fun together. So give yourself a break and head to Strasburg Railroad, where the 45-minute steam train ride is just the beginning. There are family-friendly train events, vintage baseball, shop tours, a steampunk weekend, plus our popular Day Out with Thomas trains. The fun is as endless as your imagination. Reserve your tickets at strasburgrailroad.com.
It's a new season with a new manager, but Gockenauers is still here supporting your 2017 Lancaster Barnstormers. Hi, I'm Adam Gockenauer, and I want you to know Gockenauers is committed to serving you and our local community in everything we do. We've been in business for 68 years and are 4 generations strong. Stop in today to see how appliance and grill shopping can be a pleasant experience and save you money at the same time. I'll be back after the Dugout Report to tell you about our special events this season.
Welcome back from Clipper Magazine Stadium. Joining me tonight on Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report is right-hander Joe Gardner, and it's an annual Joe Gardner sighting. Joe, welcome back. It's great seeing you, man.
Thanks, Dave. I appreciate it. I'm happy to be back, and great weather, great fans, great team, and I can't be more excited to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Another great Dugout Report.
Take us through where you've been up till now this season and what you've been doing.
I've just been finishing up my college courses like I did last season. I got a few more left, luckily. So I've just been at home getting ready for the season. I actually was in Europe for about 2 weeks, a little over a month ago. So I got to go on a little vacation trip, which was fun. But now it's back to work, and I know what's the task at hand, but I'm ready to go.
What's the major?
I am sociology. So... sociology.
Back with this Barnstormers Ball Club, and you mentioned it already, and you've only been around this group now for 3 days, but there is a very, very positive vibe here in 2017. Does it remind you of the 14 and 15 clubs?
Yeah, it does a lot, especially the 15. 14, when I got here, we were really special already. I felt like I added a little extra something to the team, but 15, I feel like we kind of all got together later in the season rather than 14. We were good throughout the whole season, but it's very similar to both of the years, and I think there's going to be some good things coming soon.
Yeah, it's been a special season. I'm sure you've heard the stories of 11 guys getting picked up by major league organizations, and Ross has had his hands full at times trying to fill those holes. It's a lot. We believe it's an Atlantic League record. We haven't been able to verify that, but certainly just a great year already because this league, this franchise is doing what it is meant to do for the players.
Absolutely, and that's our major goal, is to get guys better and get them out of here and hopefully back up to the major level. And if we continue to keep them and we win a championship in the process, that's what our other goal is. But I think as a player and coach's standpoint, I think getting guys to the next level is our number one goal.
It's a fun group to blend into because it has a little of everything. You've got the very well-seasoned major league players in like Lastings Millage, and then you've got a kid like Nate Coronado who his eyes are wide open every day. He's here, he's having fun. He's added a special brand of youthful exuberance to this ball club, not to mention a pretty good bat.
Yes, I've noticed him the past few days that I've been here the most. He's young, he's energetic, he gives our clubhouse a little extra gear that we need at times, but man, the kid can absolutely play. I've seen him swing in BP the last few days and in the game, and he's got a great swing. I don't know how he's not somewhere else besides here, but I think he's going to, just like Anderson Feliz, I think, he continues to play good. A couple years ago, he'll find himself a job as well.
Your start last night, did you surprise yourself by going 5 innings right out of the gate? Because you surprised me a little bit.
Yeah, I told Coach Ross, and I call him Coach Ross and Coach Patty because I played with them, but as a little inside joke. But I told them, 65 pitches, 60 to 65, so I gauged that around 4 innings, and I knew that us losing Evans was hurting the bullpen a little bit in the last few days, so I try to give our team as many innings as possible and save the bullpen because I know we have a doubleheader coming up in the next few days as well. So whatever I try to do to help the team win, and luckily we came out and winning.
You're such a battler on the mound. You don't have that overpowering 96-mile-an-hour stuff. You're not going to be the guy to come out and throw that 14-strikeout game, but the trademark, and anybody who doesn't know you, hasn't seen you here the last 3 years, they say you will keep the Barnstormers in every game you start, and that's what you did last night.
Absolutely. I try to give the team the best opportunity to win. My mentality is to get guys either on or off in 3 pitches, so the defense will always be on their toes and be ready to play. And I'm a quick pace, so we try to get in and out and then let the guys hit. So spend more time hitting than on the defense. Which
is always good when you have the warmer weather. You'd rather be in the dugout relaxing than out on the field broiling. Obviously, last night, Kevin Munson did not have a great outing, but this ball club will be able to recover from that. And you saw that last night. The club falls behind very quickly, 5-3, and then it comes back. This is, and you may have picked up on it already, one of the best late-inning teams we've ever had here.
Absolutely, and that showed last night and a couple nights ago, even though we were on top the other night, but just to stay on top of the team and continue to hit the ball hard and put up runs. And we showed great examples of manufacturing runs last night as well, with guys getting on with a single and stealing second, then we bunt them over and sack fly them in. So we did a lot of good things like that last night, and I think some good things are coming for sure.
Last year it ended up being about the Bashers, and we had them seemingly top to bottom in the batting order. But this year, a little bit of a different complexion, especially after losing Casey Hobson. Yeah, you've got guys like Sean Halton and Cole Garner. They're going to hit home runs, you know that. But there's sort of a different makeup of this ball club, and it adds a little bit of variety.
Yeah, we definitely still have the thump in the lineup that we had last year, but we have a little more, I guess you could say, balance in our lineup, to say the least, like with the younger guys like Nate and Bo. So, they're up there at the top and at the bottom of the order like rabbits and ready to run around. So, we're not so much station to station as we were in the past. but we're able to manufacture runs and, you know, get it done any time of the day.
You were kind of a Barnstormers guinea pig last night in that you got to work for the first time here with Steve Clevenger as a catcher. He's been playing first base. Obviously, he has a lengthy background, including at the major league level as a catcher. How quickly did you guys lock in with each other?
We actually locked in the day before. We got to spend all batting practice standing next to each other. It was actually a treat. The guy is a really good person, and I love him to death. I can't believe he hasn't caught in over a year because it looked like it was just riding a bike for him. You know, he was soft back there. He was quiet. You know, he managed the game real well. He was up to my tempo that I liked, kept everybody in the game, and he did a really good job. So, you know, having that relationship, I know I just got here, but a few days before my start, or a day before my start, it really helped.
I also noticed you haven't lost the glow from the Golden State Warriors over the last couple of months. It hasn't really faded. Go ahead and gloat.
I know. I mean, if I didn't have this headset on, my Warriors championship hat would be on. But, yes, they are the best, and I think we will be the best for the next few years.
I don't see how it's like a runaway freight train there in the NBA West.
Yes.
The lineup cards are being exchanged. Thanks, Joe, for stopping by. I know you're going to work in here tonight and
hang out a little bit.
Hang out with us.
I love your guys' view, and I can't pass this up.
A little bit as the starting pitcher charting the game from the next night. But Ross and Gary are out exchanging lineup cards. We'll be back with those lineups in just a moment right here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
Adam Gockenauer from Gockenauer Appliances back with you again to remind you to please stop by our showroom in East Petersburg to see all the best appliance brands on the market today. Brands like GE, Maytag, Whirlpool, Speed Queen, and Fisher & Paykel. We not only can save you money on your purchase, but provide you with our own service, delivery, and installation. Join our family and let us show you how fun appliance shopping can be. Gockenauer's in East Petersburg.
Hey Barnstormers fan, be in the know as soon as it happens. We have a number of social media options for you to stay in touch with everything Stormers. Know what Silo's up to, the latest player moves, game results, schedule changes, and be the first to get in on surprise flash deals. Or simply buy our tickets or ask us questions. So like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, watch us on YouTube, and be a part of the growing Barnstormers family on social media. Hey Barnstormers fan, be in the know as soon as it happens. We have a number of social media options for you to stay in touch with everything Stormers. Know what Silo's up to, the latest player moves, game results, schedule changes, and be the first to get in on surprise flash deals. Or simply buy our tickets or ask us questions. So like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, watch us on YouTube, and be a part of the growing Barnstormers family on social media.
Now here are the starting lineups tonight for the visiting Sugarland Skeeters. Joe Benson will lead off. He will be out in left field. He is a marvelous outfielder. We saw him make some great plays the last time we were in Texas. Albert Cordero will bat second. He will catch. Anthony Giansani is the shortstop batting third. Kevin Aarons will be the cleanup hitter. He'll play third base. Wilfredo Rodriguez, the DH, will bat fifth. Caleb Ramsey, who just joined the Sugarland Skeeters. He was released by the Washington Nationals recently. He is batting sixth, playing first base. Hector Oliveira is in right field, batting seventh. The center fielder batting eighth is Derek Miller, and Dickie Thon will bat ninth and play second base. No, not that Dickie Thon, but the younger Dickie Thon, his son, in the lineup for the Sugarland Skeeters. Jake Hale on the mound. He has been absolutely solid for the Skeeters this year. He has 11 quality starts under his belt. We talked to Joe Gardner about keeping the Barnstormers in every game. That's what Jake Hale does for the Sugarland Skeeters. He is 7-3 with a 2.65 earned run average. Already 2 wins under his belt against the Barnstormers on the season. Lancaster will be led off this evening by center fielder Bo Amaral. The left fielder batting number 2 is Trayvon Robinson. Cole Garner will be in right field hitting third. The cleanup batter is the third baseman Sean Halton. Steve Clevenger moves back to first base. He bats fifth. Garrett Weber at second base batting sixth. The shortstop in the number 7 slot is Nate Coronado. Anderson De La Rosa back behind the plate tonight and batting eighth. Lastings Millage will be the Barnstormers DH and batting in the number 9 slot. Brad Bergeson, 7-6 on the hill. He is 1-1 against Sugarland on the year. His ERA starting the night is 4.07. We're getting late in the year. Each one of these starters making his 17th start of 2017. We'll be back with play-by-play baseball in just a moment right here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
Hey, Jane, check it out. 2 brand new Fast Play games from the Pennsylvania Lottery.
Yeah, you just pick your game, get your ticket, and see if you've won.
And with Payday, you could win progressive top prizes instantly.
Instantly? That's fast.
Not faster than me drinking this frozen slush.
You okay?
Ouch. Headache.
Oh.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
You're never too young to appreciate a great deal. The Barnyard Bunch is back and better than ever. Members get field box tickets for 6 home games presented by Penn State Hershey, plus 6 free passes to B.R. Kreider Kids Park, 2 free Isaac's Kids Meals, 2 tickets to the Chocolate World 4D Experience, 2 passes to Hands On House, an exclusive Barnyard Bunch t-shirt, and plenty more in a summer of fun at Clipper Magazine Stadium. All for just $25. Sign up at the stadium or go to LancasterBarnstormers.com/barnyardbunch, and we'll see you at the ballpark. Along with James Murray, Dave Collins with you back at Clipper Magazine Stadium. James, it seems like forever since we've done a game together, mostly because the Barnstormers have been on the road just about since the All-Star break.
I tell you, it's really hard to get used to these hiatuses of me leaving the booth and then coming back and joining. That rhythm that comes and goes consistently, it may seem. It's wonderful to be back in here and wonderful to seeing the Barnstormers, who had surged yesterday, hopefully build on that momentum in the later innings and carry it forth through the Skeeter series of 4 games. And then, of course, they'll hit the road again and come back once again, as they do frequently in this part of the schedule.
Well, you know, we talk about the Barnstormers having lost 11 players to major league organizations. Sugarland's lost 3, but they've had maybe the 2 most significant signings of the year. They're 3 and 4 hitters in Andy Wilkins and Jeremy Barfield getting pulled away, and those are huge holes to fill. They've still got a solid lineup, 1 through 9, but they don't have that really scary guy. And Barfield and Wilkins were both scary guys.
Absolutely.
In the middle of that batting order. Wilkins, I still believe, has hit the 2 longest home runs I've seen this season, 1 here and 1 down in Texas. And he had started to put up just incredible numbers after a slow start. And Barfield, the reigning MVP of the Atlantic League. So that certainly hurt the Sugarland Skeeters. They've been trying to recover from that and an absolutely grisly schedule in the month of May that still is costing them, I think, to some extent. They suffered some injuries during that time, 3 day-night doubleheaders in 7 days, and they still are without Lance Sawatsky because of that. They had a couple of other injuries occur during that time, and it's been a tough last couple of months for Sugarland, which was a team right in the thick of the race for the first month of the season.
I certainly agree with that. And when you said Barfield and for Wilkins to both be just grabbed and taken from them, it's more like a crater, I think, rather than a small hole in that line. Like a Jerry Sands almost, a Casey Hobson in our case. Those big holes that end up just destroying at the moment the lineup.
You know, Brad Bergeson taking the hill for the Barnstormers, the right-hander originally from California, from the San Francisco Bay Area, and now living in Auburn, Alabama. He's been able to split his time down there and living in Baltimore. He's lived in Baltimore, commuting back and forth all summer. He's on the hill. Right now, we'll send you down to the field for this evening's opening ceremonies.
The United States of America with our national anthem. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming.
Our national anthem this evening here at Clipper Magazine Stadium. Brad Bergeson making his 17th start, and he's basically an artist on the mound. 93 innings. He has walked only 19. He has struck out 62. He's given up 104 hits, 7 and 6 with a 4.07 earned run average. But over Brad's last 6 starts, he is 4-1 with a 2.88 ERA, and that got tainted because of the 7th inning on Saturday night. Ross told me on Sunday he would have had Bergeson out of there had that been a 9-inning game, or had that not been a bullpen day on Sunday, which occurred because of the acquisition of the contract of Brian Evans by the Seattle Mariners. So Bergeson got stretched out into that 7th inning, gave up 3 straight hits to start the inning. All 3 of those runs did score against him. Backing him up defensively tonight, Sean Halton is at third. The shortstop is Nate Coronado. Garrett Weber is at second. Steve Clevenger is at first. The outfield has Trayvon Robinson in left with Bo Amaral in center, and Cole Garner making the start in right field. Anderson De La Rosa, who's been pretty well banged up here the last few days, returns to chores behind the plate here this evening. And James, I know you've done a lot of catching in your life, and sometimes you have to wince at some of these really ugly foul tips we've seen here on this homestand.
You kind of want to shield your eyes at times when you see De La Rosa take a big-time hit by a foul ball, what have you, take one that just gets in the dirt and he has to block it and takes it right off the arms. Clark's taken some nice dings, and Clevenger didn't get hit with anything yesterday, I think, but nonetheless, it's tough to watch.
Well, it's an occupational hazard.
That's
but
right. You know it going into it, too.
Here is Joe Benson leading off. He is a right-handed batter, the left fielder for Sugar Land, batting .239 with 5 home runs. He has knocked in 27. First pitch taken for a strike. Bergeson has his evening started off in a fine way. The right-hander, the former Oriole, comes back, snaps it down and away. Ball 1, strike 1. Our umpiring crew, we haven't seen these guys in a while after having them a lot early this year. Brian DeBrouwer calling balls and strikes. Nate Caldwell is the first base umpire. Derek Moshe is over at third. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bergeson into that easy fluid motion, delivers, and that is pulled out the left field. A base hit. Over to collect it is Robinson. Good stop, and he'll hold Benson to a single leading off the ball game. Benson had a very nice 6-game series against the Barnstormers. When we went to Sugar Land, he was able to bring his average up quite a bit over the course of that series. Now the switch-hitting catcher Albert Cordero steps in. Cordero batting .249. He has 3 home runs, and he has knocked in 21. Infield will set up at double play depth. Benson has 11 steals. He has attempted 13 over the course of the year. Benson has been pretty tough on the Barnstormers in general. He's now 17 out of 49 in the season series. There's a strike. It is 0-1.
Another point for the catchers, and you've seen obviously the foul tips and the pass balls getting into the chest and such, but collisions. Have you seen some nasty collisions down here years before when it was obviously allowed?
I can't remember the last bad one I saw involving a catcher. That ball hit on the ground sharply and up the middle for a base hit. Around second is Benson. Cordero also aboard. And early trouble for Brad Bergeson tonight, first and second with nobody out. Anthony Giansani, the shortstop, will step to the plate. .284 hitter with 4 home runs and 35 knocked in. Well, Bergeson, who had a beautiful start going on Saturday, now if you span the 2 games, has given up 5 straight base hits, hoping to snap out of that streak here. Giansani to the plate. The Barnstormers will set Halton maybe a half step ahead of the bag over at third. Clevenger playing behind over at first base. More or less, they're expecting Giansani, the number 3 batter, to swing away. This guy's pretty well put together. I saw him at the cage downstairs. Outside, a ball, 1-0 on Giansani, the one-time Bridgeport center fielder, third baseman. You could put him just about anywhere on the field. He is very fine defensive player all the way around.
Remarkably versatile. And last time I checked, when the Skeeters were here, he was in the midst of a 23-game hit streak.
Ferguson comes back to the plate. This is elevated toward right center field. Back on it is Amaral to make the catch. Tagging from second, Benson. He'll move ahead. Ferguson can settle in. He has that first out. And now one-time Barnstormer Kevin Ahrens stepping in. Ahrens, the third baseman now for the Skeeters, batting .273. He has 9 home runs, 47 runs batted in. Not in the lineup tonight for Sugar Land is Josh Prince, who just returned from paternity leave. Congratulations to Josh on the birth of his baby girl. He's beaming from ear to ear. Runners are at the corners, so Ferguson can still get out of this if he can find that double play pitch. Cordero has 1 steal. He's the runner at first. Pitch is down and away from Brad. 1 ball, no strikes. Designated hitter Wilfredo Rodriguez, another right-handed batter, waits on deck. They don't have a lot from the left side of the plate on this ball club. Caleb Ramsey's a left-handed batter. 1 ball, no strikes. Swing and a miss. Ferguson came up and in. 1-1. The count to Ahrens, the Houston area native, now living in Michigan and building a house.
Building a house to settle in with his wife.
Yes.
And, of course, the young one.
Young Caleb. Not named after Gindel. Or he won't admit it anyhow. There's a fly ball hit well, right center field. Backing up is Garner. He'll make the catch. Tagging off third is Benson. He'll come across, and Sugar Land is on the board early tonight on the Ahrens sacrifice fly. He drives in his 48th run of the season. Wilfredo Rodriguez coming to the plate, 2 outs. Cordero remains at first base. Rodriguez batting .337 for the year with a couple of home runs, 15 runs batted in, 163 at bat, so he is not eligible for the league batting lead. He has not recorded enough plate appearances. He's very well short. Ferguson goes to work and fades it low. Ball 1, no strikes. On deck, the newly acquired first baseman, Caleb Ramsey. I had his name run by me a couple of days ago, but there was no way we were winning that battle from Sugar Land. He went to the University of Houston. Foul ball back to the net. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sugar Land does have a recruiting advantage to some extent because, well, let's face it, a lot of professional baseball players are tied to Texas and they want to play at home. It makes sense.
Ran into that with Ahrens.
1 ball and 1 strike. Fouled away. Make it 1-2.
I don't know. The heat would get old. That's the one thing. And I've known many baseball players who refuse to go down there. And one that just comes off the top of my head is Cliff Lee, who wouldn't want to go to Texas way back because of the heat.
It's oppressive. Next delivery is down and in. That'll make it 2 balls and 2 strikes. De La Rosa looking for a throw to first base.
Somebody said it was the best one I ever did. How you doing, Bob? I'm doing all right. Okay. Hell yeah. Thank you very much for your,
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. What a pitch.
Ferguson puts away Rodriguez, but in the first inning it is 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 1 man left on base. At the end of a half, the score is the Sugar Land Skeeters 1. The Barnstormers are coming up.
Localflavor.com, local flavor, localflavor.com, local flavor. Excuse me,
Are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com, too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com. Local Flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com. Local Flavor. Localflavor.com. Local Flavor.
Here in 2017, but one cannot rule out Jake Hale, who has 11 quality starts under his belt this year, a record of 7-3, and he is third in the league in earned run average at 2.65. And Michael Nix, the leader with not quite enough innings to qualify at the end of the season, has departed for Taiwan. So Hale definitely in the running for that honor. 98 in the third innings. He's allowed 94 hits. He has walked only 27. He has struck out 52. Generally, you'll get the ball into play against Hale, but try hitting it hard. That's a whole different matter.
Was it just me, or was Teasley also in that mix?
Teasley was in it early, but yeah, he left, I believe, for Asia as well about mid-season. First pitch to Amaral. Angles back across the inner part of the plate, 0-1. Bo hitting .341 since coming here. He has a home run, and he has knocked in 6. Hale 6'7" and 200 pounds. This guy is about as slender as they get. And he misses outside, says DeBrouwer. 1 ball, 1 strike. Defensively, Kevin Aaron's at third. Anthony Giansani is the shortstop. Dickie Jothon at second. Caleb Ramsey over at first. Here's the motion, and Amaral, a ball and a strike. That misses. We go to 2-1. Joe Benson is in left with Derek Miller in center and Hector Oliveira stationed in right field. Albert Cordero catching tonight, which means he probably won't be tomorrow. Here comes the 2-1 to Bo Amaral. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball down and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hale is not a hard thrower. Came out of Ohio State into the Arizona Diamondbacks organization. Really didn't stay there very long, but he has become a fixture in the Atlantic League. Sugar Land, his third ball club. Here's the wind and the 2-2. Amaral able to nick it foul. He'll stay in with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Trayvon Robinson is on deck, and then Cole Garner. 3 outfielders stationed at the top of the order for the Barnstormers here tonight. Still trying to rework things a little bit upon the departure of Rico Noel. It was either 1 or 2 every night. Inside, Amaral forces the count to 3-2. He'll see his 7th pitch of the at-bat. And you don't take Hale deep into counts all that often. Here comes the payoff pitch, and that is yanked toward right center field, and back on that goes the center fielder Miller, and he is able to run underneath and make a pretty nice catch.
Actually, that one got over the wall. That one bounced on the warning track and got over for a ground rule double. We lost it right in the overhang.
We lost it.
I saw it bounce and got over the wall, so a nice double.
And I saw Amaral head back to the dugout, but he was just giving his gear up. Okay, it's a ground rule double.
Say, whoa, Dave. Got to back you up a little bit there. But, yeah, totally lost it for a split second. But right when they retreated, I saw the ball jar up on the grass over in the old Home Run Harbor.
Trayvon Robinson steps in, 273, 5 home runs, 25 knocked in. Barnstormers on the prowl, coming back, and a pitch is low to Trayvon, 1-0. And I don't have the excuse that the sun was in my eyes because it went behind a bank of clouds.
That's fair there. Amaral has a sweet swing
he really
to
does.
Right center field, and that's where his grand slam went a series ago. And foul
Robinson slices a foul ball onto the hillside down the left field line.
It's been so nice and fluid that if he was able to, well, I don't want to tell him to start pulling, no one does, but right over to that porch, kind of like a Gindle, but just so sweet and fluid out to right center.
But he also has a great opposite field swing. What you're not going to see often out of him is balls hit up onto the deck. 1-1, down and away. 2 balls, 1 strike to Trayvon Robinson. Cole Garner, the right fielder, waits on deck.
That ball he hit that bounced over the wall ultimately would have been a goner in seconds if he actually had it pulled.
Robinson slaps a foul to the fencing in front of the third base dugout. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Trayvon. Lancaster looking to get this run home and tie things up here right away after surrendering the first run of the night. And it's been one of the trademarks of this team to fight back from deficits. It's a wonderful comeback club. 2-2 to Robinson. Ground ball pulled to the right side. It'll move the runner. Ramsey waves off Hale and takes it himself. 3 unassisted. Amaral goes to third. Cole Garner steps in. We do have clouds passing through from time to time. Not really anticipating much in the way of rain showers tonight. Something could pass this way, but it's not supposed to be anything terribly significant.
With the rain from last night, just seeing the delays that kept popping up all over ESPN yesterday, whether it be New York and Detroit, and then Baltimore ultimately got delayed for a while.
Sugarland last night.
Yes, them too.
Runner at third with 1 out. Cole Garner taking a pitch low. Ball 1, no strikes. 246 hitter is Garner with 3 home runs and 13 driven in. Looking really for just a sacrifice fly here. The infield halfway up for the Sugarland Skeeters. Hale comes back, and there's a ball hit toward right center field, toward the alley. Racing over Miller. He won't get to this. That's going to bounce against the fence. Amaral will score, and Garner will replace him at second, the second double of the inning, and the Barnstormers are right back in it with a 1-1 tie. Garner with his 14th run batted in. He already has 9 extra base hits since coming back. Sean Halton stepping in. 263 for Halton with 19 homers and a league-leading 67 runs batted in. Nice jump against Hale. Hale's that guy, though. You've got to get to him early.
You do.
If he gets into his rhythm middle innings, he's going to throw 3 or 4 scoreless in a row. We've seen it repeatedly. So the time to jump is now. Halton digging in. Garner, the runner at second. Hale comes to the set and a bluff to second base. Garner into duck and cover mode, but nobody was actually there. 2 doubles to the gap in right center field, the same alley that Halton found to drive in 2 runs in the first inning last night. Offering is low. Sean getting ahead. Steve Clevenger waits on deck. Sugarland has not seen Clevenger and Amaral. They joined this ball club upon the return home from Texas. One ball, no strikes. Hale glancing back to Halton, swing, and that ball is looped out to center field, not all that deep. Miller coming, charging in, the right fielder Oliveira as well, and it's Oliveira taking the ball in front of Miller for out number 2. Garner has to hold his ground and leave it to Steve Clevenger. Clevenger batting .286. He was 0 for last night, but that's because he was busy catching for the first time in quite a while, and sometimes that can take away from the offensive side of the game. The worst game Terry Tiffey had in 2 years as a Barnstormer was the one game that he had to catch because of Butch's lineup gaffe. He struck out every at-bat. Oh. And that was not Terry Tiffey at all. First pitch to Clevenger, a called strike, 0-1. Tiffey actually one of the most dangerous hitters we've ever had
in this league. And then he ultimately got called by the Yankees. He got put right into their Trenton Thunder, I believe. No. Yes.
A 1 pitch down and away. Cordero looking for a throw, but there was no daylight on Garner. 1 ball and 1 strike. He got actually acquired out of here both seasons, 11 and 12. the former Twin. But, man, he was a tremendous hitter in this ballpark. Has one of our 3 home run games. Called strike to the outside corner on Clevenger, 1 and 2. But that night in Bridgeport, 0 for 5, 5 Ks. That's what catching can do to you. Clevenger had been 6 for 8 the first 2 games of the New Britain series. Garner leads off second. Here comes the 1-2. Clevenger looks at a breaking ball. It stays outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Amaral, a ground rule double leading off, and then Garner matches it with a line drive. Now Clevenger pulls a shallow fly ball again out toward right center field. Oliveira with the dive, rolls over, and he holds on to it. A nice play. Hector Oliveira displaying some range out in right center field on these last 2 plays. 1 run scores in the inning on 2 hits with no errors, and 1 man left on base will go to the second inning in a 1-1 tie.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Not only does the Federal Tap House have the largest selection of craft draft beers in Lancaster City, they have amazing food to go along with those elite beers. Open every day for both lunch and dinner, their menu has something for everyone, including a special lunch menu available every Monday through Friday, as well as their normal menu. So when you're in the mood for great wood-fried pizzas, handcraft coal-fired burgers, or our all-inspiring duck fat fries, head over to the Federal Tap House. That's the Federal Tap House, 201 North Queen Street in downtown Lancaster, open by 11:30 every day of the week.
Dave Collins back with you as we head to the top of the second inning in a 1-1 tie. Both pitchers giving up base hits early. It was 2 singles and 2 fly balls against Brad Bergeson, and then a couple of doubles as the Barnstormers answered against Jake Hale. Here is Caleb Ramsey, speaking of players we have not seen before. Ramsey 0 for 3 in his debut against the Somerset Patriots. Twice now, and my contacting around when we've been looking for players, I've had a name mentioned, and immediately, like within 24 hours, that guy pops up on the opposing team. Quentin Berry was the other one who was released from the Twins earlier this year, and in the case of Ramsey, he was at AAA Syracuse with Washington, as I understand it. And, of course, I have plenty of contacts in Rochester. I usually try and see if I can come up with somebody. I have come up with the sum total of 1 player in our history. 1 player I found.
What an asset. What an asset.
1.
1.
And I will crow about it for time immemorial.
And that was
Adam Calderon.
Yes, and he was quite
no
good
balls
here.
and 2 strikes. Fouled away. Adam, not only on that short list of Barnstormers who have 2 triples in the same game, and he did it in like his second or third game with us, but made the catch that saved the first half title clinching game in York. I was able to locate him through my contacts. Hasn't worked this year, though. 0-2 pitch, slips past the outside corner. Ball 1 on Ramsey, 1-2. Hector Oliveira waits on deck, and then Derek Miller. They'll be right-handed batters. Bergeson into the motion, and to Ramsey, it's smacked foul on the ground, well wide of first. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Travis Scott not with his ball club at the moment. He's expected to return during this series. He had a family emergency, and we certainly wish Travis the best. One of the stalwarts upon which we build this league, Mr. Scott. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a Ramsey in the dirt. The block made by Anderson De La Rosa, 2-2. Tie ball game, 1 apiece, playing the top half of the second inning. And those clouds out beyond the left field wall are starting to look a little bit more ominous. There may be some rain in those after all.
Yeah, it seems like a little precipitation might just blow over us. Not us, but them.
Fouled away again by Ramsey. He takes this at bat to an 8th pitch, and it forces them to turn the lights on prematurely tonight, as it's grown rather gloomy inside the stadium. Here's the pitch, wrapped on the ground to the shortstop. Easy pick for Nate Coronado. The throw barely there in time against Ramsey.
Ramsey looked like he thought he had it.
Runs a little bit faster than Coronado may have expected. Again, that's not being familiar with a particular player, and Nate almost waited back a little bit too long on Ramsey, who carries his 215-pound frame down the first baseline pretty well. One out here is the right fielder Hector Oliveira, 293 average with 2 home runs, 13 runs banded in. Ferguson's pitch, that's slapped on the ground right at Garrett Weber. Gee, with a little bit more time, he'll make the play, 2 up and 2 down. And this is Ferguson when he's in a rhythm, getting the ground balls. 2 outs. Derek Miller, the center fielder, stepping in, batting .224 with 6 home runs. He has knocked in 32. Gary Gaetti really likes to weave his players in and out of his batting order. Nobody is, generally speaking, going to get worn out as a Sugar Land Skeeter. You'll see all 3 of his catchers work here in this series. Ferguson to the plate, taken down and away by Miller. Ball 1 and no strikes.
I was noticing that a lot when I was preparing the insert and just seeing all the at-bats that were piled up through all the catchers. And then you even have Scott if you need him.
Outside and low here, so a 2-ball and no strike count. Ferguson trying to get through the second inning entirely unscathed here. 2 outs, but a 2-0 count on the number 8 banner. Tiki Joe Thon, the second baseman, waits on deck. There's ball 3. And where did this come from all of a sudden?
Couple ground ball outs and now a 3-0 count.
Three balls, no strikes. Miller probably will be taking here. Ferguson ready to go, and he is up high with that. Ball 4. Mysterious 2-out walk, just the 20th base on balls given up by Ferguson all season in nearly 95 innings. Now, you don't generally see them on 4 pitches to a right-handed batter.
The control that Ferguson has, and even Evans showed in his 90-plus innings of work, only 19 allowed by a great strikeout-to-walk ratio for Evans.
The best.
Yes.
Tiki Joe Thon standing in. 1 double, 2 runs banded in. Ball 1 is outside, 1-0. My book on Brian Evans, and when I say this, I don't mean it to be taken the wrong way. I mean this to be a very positive comment, is simply that I'm not sure that he knows how good he actually is. I think he's got as good a stuff as we've ever had on one of our ball clubs. And there's a reason that his contract has been purchased 3 years in a row. He's got phenomenal stuff, and you'll see it 5 innings out of 6 that he'll pitch in a game. 5 innings, he completely dominates, and he'll just have that one bad inning where it just gets away from him.
We saw that many times.
Yeah, the numbers don't match up with the overall performance, really. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs. Thon, the batter, in from the right side. There goes Miller, swing and a miss. Good throw from De La Rosa, and cut down at second base is Derek Miller. Anderson De La Rosa, as long as he's fresh and rested, he's got as good of arm as you'll see. That'll end the top of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We'll go to the bottom of the second inning in a 1-1 ball game. Enjoy great ballpark food at discount prices. The Lancaster Barnstormers offer numerous chances to enjoy your favorite ballpark foods this summer. On Sundays, Burke's hot dogs are only $1 all game long. Hess's Barbecue brings back the all-you-can-eat pig roast on Mondays and all-you-can-eat chicken and ribs on Tuesdays. Tuesdays are also fill your tummy nights at the stadium where, for only $10, you can stuff yourselves with popcorn, hot dogs, fries, nachos, and soda. Upstairs, we have Pat's Pizza and Pinball Mondays and Fat Pig's Wing Wednesdays where you can pair food and beer with a Barnstormers game. Barnstormers baseball, make a night of it.
Silicon, microprocessors, and thousands of lines of code. Raw elements transformed into innovation by Lexus. For a limited time, experience advanced safety technology for yourself at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. But hurry, these offers won't last. Now through September 5th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
Check for the pot of gold because it's showering at the ballpark, not enough to halt play here. And at the same time, the sun has popped back out, so I would imagine somewhere off to our east, there is a rainbow. Here is Garrett Weber leading off the second for the Barnstormers, batting .300 at the moment. He has 11 home runs. He has driven in 40. And there are a couple of fairly significant thunderstorms out there. It looks like this one may float to our north. I think that's the hope. Time called on the field. Something down the first base line. I couldn't ascertain quite what. Now Hale works to Weber. Garrett drives the ball out to right, but that is directly at Oliveira, who has 3 putouts in a row. Jake Hale, you often hear about how tough it is to pitch at Clipper Magazine Stadium because that short dimension in right field. He's actually benefited from it over the first 2 innings tonight. Because if Oliveira is back as far as you would ordinarily play a Haltner or a Clevenger, he doesn't make the plays on those last 2. Right. And the Barnstormers have an extra run. This one arguably well hit, but routine no matter where he's positioned. Now here is Nate Coronado batting .359 with a home run and 11 runs batted in. Hale delivers a strike, good-looking pitch at the knees. It is 0-1. Tied at 1, playing the lower half of the second inning. Hale rears back, fires, and skips one into the dirt. Coronado at a ball and a strike. Nate is now 4 for 7 stealing bases. Breaking ball lined right back to Hale. Good reaction on the part of Hale. It wasn't a wicked line drive, but one that could have escaped very easily. 2 outs, and now De La Rosa will step in. Anderson has sat out the past couple of ball games. .265, 3 home runs, and 31 driven in. Barnstormers had Tyler Clark catch Tuesday and Steve Clevenger last night.
I'm sure he was very appreciative of a couple days off to recuperate.
He's been really banged up. And, you know, I wonder how much of a toll the situation in Venezuela is taking on. I've read articles about it online about the major league players. Really, really sort of a deep humanitarian crisis in a lot of ways, but also humanitarian created.
Yes, that is heavily correct.
0-1, the count on De La Rosa with 2 outs. He'll take a slider down and away from Hale, 1-1.
It says something when many of the players are worried about going home and taking their families back.
Upstairs, 2 balls and a strike. Juan Apodaca said something to me a couple of years ago before it had gotten as bad as it has right now. He was worried at the time.
Yeah.
De La Rosa slaps the 2-1 pitch, foul past Josh Bell in the first base coach's box. It is 2-2. How about the stop Bell made last night? threw the ball away, but
oh yes,
what an incredible play down the third base line he made.
Made a gorgeous stab at the ball. He had some time. That's the one thing.
Yeah, Jovan Rosa was the runner.
Rosa was chugging down the line at a very modest pace.
2-2 breaking pitch. This is popped up to shallow right field. Back goes Thon. In comes Oliveira, and the right fielder has his fourth putout of the night. That's a week for a right fielder. Nothing across. We'll go to the third inning, still in a 1-1 ball game. Lancaster Bible College has been around since 1933, but did you know that they offer degrees in much more than just Bible? LBC offers degrees in criminal justice, business, professional counseling, and more, as well as graduate and seminary degrees in areas like Christian care, chaplaincy, education, and leadership studies. To learn more about LBC and the programs they offer, visit lbc.edu. That's lbc.edu.
Enjoy baseball and music this summer at Clipper Magazine Stadium. No matter what your taste in music might be, we have a night for you. Rock, oldies, country, funk, jazz, we have it all covered over 8 weekend nights this season. Each of those evenings will kick off with a Barnstormers game at 6:30. Following the baseball action, music will take the spotlight to complete our entertainment doubleheader. Check your Lancaster Barnstormers pocket schedule or our website at www.lancasterbarnstormers.com to check out the concert dates. Barnstormers Baseball. Make a night of it.
Bergeson and Jake Hale have both settled down after a rough beginning. Bergeson greeted by back-to-back singles, and Hale giving up doubles to 2 of the first 3 batters he faced here tonight. We're tied at 1 as a result of those, but on into the third inning now. And Dickie Joe Thon will be leading off. He was at the plate when Derek Miller was cut down trying to steal. Closing out the top half of the second inning. Anderson De La Rosa has picked a handful off this year. He's also thrown out 32% of the base stealers trying to go, which is very good here in the Atlantic League, but below his career percentage. So
37.
He's 37% coming into the year.
I'm astonished as to this is, Dickie Joe Thon, as to how many people have come up to the booth and just asked, is that really Dickie Thon and such? And when I was talking to you earlier, he retired 20-odd years ago.
There's a line drive. Up for it goes Coronado, not quite. And it's into left field for a leadoff base hit. Thon is aboard, and Joe Benson will come back around. As I said, Benson has been somewhat of a thorn to the Barnstormers over the course of this year. He had a great series when we were in Sugar Land. And 17 hits in the season series, including 1 tonight. He has scored a run. Now they look to advance Thon into scoring position, at least on the Benson at bat. Bergeson to the plate and spins a strike to the inside corner. It's 0-1. Sugar Land has to be looking out kind of over their shoulders out toward left field thinking, oh no, not again. No balls and 1 strike to Benson. High set. Thon goes. He slipped. De La Rosa has another chance, and it's 2 in a row. Perfect toss to Weber. Thon slipped on the way. I don't know if he would have gotten it anyway, but that fully cooked his goose. 1 runner out, and 1 ball and 1 strike count to Benson. I say, oh no, not again for Sugar Land. Of course, last night was getaway night from Texas, and their extended 6-game series against Somerset. They had a rain delay to start, and they ended up with a rain-shortened game, and they didn't leave Constellation Field. The game was called after 11 o'clock last night, and they had a 3 o'clock bus to the airport. So the last thing the Skeeters want is a long night tonight, and we've traveled down there, we've been there, and that first game in, you want the win, but you want to get in, get out, and get to bed. 1-2 on Benson here, 1 out, nobody on base.
We'll see how many more daring moves they want to make on the base paths if De La Rosa keeps putting them on the base.
Ferguson gets a check swing out of Benson, and the appeal is turned down by Nate Caldwell. 2-2, that was borderline.
Almost broke the plane. Caldwell was all over it.
Definitely worth asking on
Absolutely.
that one. Sometimes teams will ask and you're like, why?
Yeah.
But not in that case. Here's a 2-2, chipped foul. Benson will stay in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Talked to Joe a little bit earlier today, and he introduced himself, and I said, I know, the hair. It's his trademark, makes him immediately recognizable. One-time Minnesota Twin, Joe Benson. Two and two against Brad Bergeson with 1 out in the inning. Here's the motion. Bergeson back to the plate and slides it past. Ball 3 and 2 strikes. Bergeson isn't in top form here tonight, but he's that guy who will find a way.
Oh, yeah. He'll find a way to get you through some innings.
Been around long enough.
Yeah.
3-2 en route to Benson. Breaking ball swing and a foul tip held by De La Rosa. That is out number 2. And the second strikeout tonight for Brad. 2 away. Here is Albert Cordero, the catcher. Wrapped the base hit up the middle back in the first inning. Cordero, there are nights he's the only left-handed batter in the lineup as a switch hitter. Sometimes Travis Scott will sit against a lefty and the right-hander will come in later. He's got backup here in Ramsey. First pitch is low, ball 1. And the sky is growling at us, James.
I was just going to say, it's starting to grumble at us.
Either that or they moved a bowling alley next door.
Yeah.
Popped up, fouled, and out of play.
I feel like you might have used that one before.
Maybe. It's so funny because people have known me long enough. They know that bowling is my second sport. And I was talking with Brian Dupre from the New Britain Bees the other day, who is from Rochester, as I am. And he says, yeah, I go around and you go from city to city and there might be one bowling house in the entire city. He's like, he looks at me and goes, did you grow up bowling? I'm like, of course. He goes, yeah, so did I. It's what you do there. I think there were something like, in Monroe County when I was younger, there were something like 56 bowling establishments. Ground ball toward the middle. Coronado will glove it. Can he come to a halt in time? Flips the throw. He cuts down Cordero. Nate Coronado with a nifty play up the middle, in fact, to the other side of the second base bag. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, nobody left on. We'll head to the bottom half of the third inning in a 1-1 ball game.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Hey Barnstormers fan, be in the know as soon as it happens. We have a number of social media options for you to stay in touch with everything Stormers. Know what Silo's up to, the latest player moves, game results, schedule changes, and be the first to get in on surprise flash deals. Or simply buy your tickets or ask us questions. So like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, watch us on YouTube, and be a part of the growing Barnstormers family on social media.
Bottom of the third inning, Lastings Millage will be leading off. Bo Amaral and Trayvon Robinson will follow. I certainly would not expect to see Lastings in the number 9 spot in the batting order very long. And Ross certainly trying to get his longtime friend some at-bats, but it's been over a week since his last hit. He's 0 for 16 in that stretch to try and take a little bit of the pressure off until this guy can get hot again, which I'm sure along the way he will. Millage 272 for the year with 1 home run and 31 runs batted in. What may have messed him up was hitting the home run. He had 2 hits the next day and nothing since.
Just so uncharacteristic of himself for a while there with that home run that came before that, batting 280 and above,
He's
just
had
singles.
Really a very steady, albeit unsung year.
Yes.
Pitch breaks across from Hale. It is 0-1. With clouds looking like this, I dread using the name Hale, but no, it's not that bad.
Thank goodness.
There's a line drive punched over the head of Thon and a leadoff base hit for Millage. That's what he's done so successfully all season long, and now the Barnstormers have Millage on, leading off here in the third inning. Bo Amaral stepping in. Amaral with a ground rule double to right center field, leading off the ball game for the Barnstormers.
When certain hitters are in ruts like that of an 0 for something slump, those balls, I was kind of worried it was going to get caught, and Thon got up there. He climbed the ladder and just missed it, kind of like Coronado. Now, Coronado's got a little more height on Thon.
Now, how about the play Garrett Weber made the other night?
Talk about climbing a ladder.
That was Chico-like. I thought I was watching Jose leaned out there.
Oh, my.
Millage, the base runner, as Amaral steps in. We'll see if Lastings is tempted to go. Not on this first pitch. Both squares and then takes a strike. It is 0-1. Chico leaned reportedly, and I watched the guy play for a year. I worked with Chico for a year. Had the best vertical leap in the history of second baseman, 40-some-odd inches.
For Jose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's not smoking in the dugout or anything.
Throw to first, and Millage is back in. He was the Bridgeport manager the first season of the Barnstormers. I worked with him and his brother Orlando, who was a pitcher. My first year in the Carolina League, back in the way back when years. Amaral shortens the bunt again, and he takes a second strike from Hale. Now 0-2. And eventually, a couple of bigger names trickled through that ball club. Think Pirates, think mid-'80s.
Yep. Think Barry.
Yeah, think Barry.
Think Bonilla.
0-2. Amaral, chopper on the right side, handled nicely by Ramsey. They'll get the force out, back to first. That won't be in time. Amaral safe on the fielder's choice. Millage out 3-6. Trayvon Robinson will step in. Robinson grounded out back in the first inning. This was a very interesting pitching matchup because Ferguson and Hale are very similar, not necessarily in stature.
No.
But Ferguson's not going to win the rebounding competition between the two.
You'd have to
But
put Mike
very
Lee
similar
against
styles.
Hale.
Amaral 2 for 3, stealing bases. Hale comes to the set. Robinson with a chopper to second. This has a chance to be 2. The feed to Giansani and back to first, a double play. 4-6-3. Hale is starting to get the ground balls. He also holds runners very well, and that's why you haven't seen the Barnstormers breaking. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. We're on our way to the fourth, still tied at 1.
After you juggle the kids, sports, homework, housework, and squeeze in a moment for yourself, there isn't much time left to plan activities to keep your family having fun together. So give yourself a break and head to Strasburg Railroad, where the 45-minute steam train ride is just the beginning. There are family-friendly train events, vintage baseball, shop tours, a steampunk weekend, plus our popular Day Out with Thomas trains. The fun is as endless as your imagination. Reserve your tickets at StrasburgRailroad.com.
The Federal Tap House is a great place to stop by after a Barnstormers game and continue your enjoyable evening in downtown Lancaster. Featuring 100 beers on tap, including many craft beers from here in Central PA, the Federal Tap House has something for everyone's palate, not to mention a full bar and elegant wine selection for the non-beer geeks in the group. For the entire lineup of brews, check online at federaltaphouse.com. That's at Federal Tap House, 201 North Queen Street, just blocks from Clipper Magazine Stadium, or at their other location in Harrisburg.
Anthony Giansani, Kevin Ahrens, and Wilfredo Rodriguez will step in the top half of the fourth inning. The line totals are incredibly similar. They're identical. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base over the first 3 innings. And 3 hits each way. The Barnstormers have hit into a double play, and the Skeeters, who have drawn the only walk of this ball game, have had 2 runners thrown out stealing, and in fact consecutively over an inning break. Here is Anthony Giansani, who flied out to fairly deep right center field, good enough to advance Benson to third base in the opening inning, and he scored from there on another fly ball. To Giansani, that is banged up the middle, leadoff base hit into center field. The 4th hit off Bergeson tonight. I ask you, does Anthony Giansani, that photo on the video board, does he look like he could be Joe Gaetti's son?
Absolutely.
There is no doubt in my mind with that photo, he looks like he could be
Joe
Anthony
or Gary?
Gaetti.
Joe or Gary's son?
Gary's. Did I say
Okay,
Joe?
you said Joe.
Joe's
Like
brother.
Joe's
he looks
brother.
he looks more like Gary than Joe does.
I was going to say Joe
That's my point.
is
Joe is
40, maybe?
Yeah. My point is, he looks more like Gary to me than Joe did.
Okay.
Here's Kevin Ahrens.
You said
Drove
that
in the
to
run on a
Gary?
sac fly back in the first inning. But
Or to
the
Joe?
funny part of it is, I've seen Giansani in person, and he
Okay.
doesn't look like that, but it's just that photo. To Ahrens, good-looking breaking ball across for a strike. It is 0-1.
I liked when Joe played here. He was a great.
I think he was meant to be a corner outfielder more than a
Yes.
center fielder, but he got the job done in center.
He did well for some years in the Rockies organization.
No balls, 1 strike. Ahrens will foul it off. Bergeson ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. This thunderstorm cell, as they so often do, approaching the city from the west, breaking up and going to the north. So we could get grazed. We could get a shower for a few minutes, but I don't think we're getting the full brunt of anything. 0-2, the count on Ahrens. The runner takes off. Breaking ball misses, and he just stole it on Bergeson. De La Rosa didn't even have a chance to throw, and he didn't.
No prayer for that one.
1-2, the count on Kevin Ahrens. Giansani with his 21st stolen base of the year. He was halfway there by the time Bergeson let the pitch go. Sugarland getting a runner into scoring position. Bergeson checking Giansani here, and ball 2 is outside and low on Ahrens. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bergeson has been commuting from Baltimore every day. Steve Clevenger doing the same thing.
They carpooling?
They both
Probably
live
now?
They both live in the southwestern suburbs of Baltimore.
That would get old real quick.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Bergeson's pitch, and that ball is lobbed toward the wall and right. Back on it goes Garner, and the walls will not contain it. A 2-run home run for Kevin Ahrens. He knows how to play this yard. That's his 10th home run of the season, giving Sugarland a 3-1 advantage here in the 4th inning, with Wilfredo Rodriguez coming around. Rodriguez, a strikeout back in the 1st inning.
The designated hitter, Wilfredo Rodriguez.
To me, it's been fairly clear that Bergeson's been fighting it tonight. He doesn't have the same craftiness working that we ordinarily see. Just indicated by losing track of Giansani. That's not something that Brad will normally do. And then the home run by Aarons. Now here is Rodriguez. That's taken down and away. Ball one, no strikes. And anybody's going to be a little off his game from time to time. Ferguson has been pitching brilliantly. 1-0 to the inside edge, 1-1. And as we know from watching this ball club all year, they're certainly not out of it. 1-1, Ferguson ready to go, and that's across the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Maybe the one thing the Barnstormers have been lacking all year is that every fifth day starter that could go 7 or 8 innings. Outside, 2-2. Every guy in this rotation has pitched great games at times, but there's nobody with that 9-2, 9-3 record that's an innings eater. Ball 3 is outside and low. 3-2 on Rodriguez. Caleb Ramsey, the first baseman, a lefty, waits on deck. Ferguson into the motion. Here's a payoff, and that's lined out to right toward the line. Racing over is Garner, and he will leap and stab it for out number 1. Nice play by Garner. Airborne, sticking the glove out toward his left side on the run toward the corner. Cole Garner making a very fine play. 1 out. Caleb Ramsey stepping in.
He has been doing one heck of a job over in right field.
Yeah,
Garner has. He's been doing it with the bat. He's been doing it with the glove. We're seeing a little bit on the base paths. Ross couldn't have expected anything less than that.
Garner had such a great year offensively in 2014. It was kind of easy to forget what a complete player he really is. Ground ball second, easy play for Weber.
That was easy.
2 outs, and that'll bring on Hector Oliveira. He grounded out back in the second inning. That home run to Kevin Aarons was the 98th home run given up by the Barnstormers this year. 54 of them here at home. And the last 2 years, 81 and 100 home runs given up for the entire 140-game schedule. Fly ball out to right toward the line here off the bat of Oliveira. And there is Garner again with an easier play. After the home run, they go down 1-2-3, but it's 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, nobody left. Bottom half of the 4th inning coming up, 3-1 Sugar Land.
Gockenauer Appliances in East Petersburg is your hometown appliance store with hometown values. We always give back to our community, and this year we are proud to be a sponsor of the East Petersburg Amphitheater Project. Stop in and purchase from us and keep your money here, helping others in your community. We are back again this season with a $25,000 giveaway at the stadium, and you can stop in and register for a Barnstormers game jersey. We want to be your appliance store and give back to all of you. Gockenauer Appliances in East Petersburg.
Hey, Jane, check it out. 2 brand new Fast Play games from the Pennsylvania Lottery.
Yeah, you just pick your game, get your ticket, and see if you've won.
And with Payday, you could win progressive top prizes instantly.
Instantly? That's fast.
Not faster than me drinking this frozen slush.
You okay?
Ouch. Headache.
Oh.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Lancaster down by 2, heading into the home half of the 4th inning. Cole Garner will be leading off. Garner banged a double to right center field back in the 1st inning, driving in his 14th Barnstormers run. on 10 extra base hits. Garner hasn't hit for a high average necessarily since coming back. He's at 257, but you've driven in 14 runs, and you in turn have scored 12 in less than 20 games. That's productive.
Yeah.
10 extra base hits, one every other game on average. And one of those games, he came out after being drilled in the target that's been on his back for about a week or so. He had enough.
He was getting furious about that.
He got hit 5 times in 6 games, and we're talking between the shoulder blades.
Yeah.
And he's not right up on the dish either. Inside a ball, 1-0.
Him, Rico Noel was getting hit a lot.
But
he was a little closer to the
Rico was on top of the
course.
plate, and he'd get it.
He was
he'd
begging
get it on the
for it
forearms.
times. Halton gets hit a decent bit.
Ball 2. But again, Sean's fairly on top of the plate.
Yep.
These weren't glancing blows like we
No.
saw for Noel and Halton. These, like I said, right in the numbers. Breaking ball, Garner lifts this out toward right center field. Derek Miller, the center fielder, glides over. He'll make the catch. Hale retires 1 here in the 4th inning. As I said about Jake Hale at the outset, you'll put the ball in play against him, but hitting it hard is a completely different story. Sean Halton stepping in. He was out on a shallow fly ball back in the 1st inning.
Feels like a Dennis O'Grady type. Much different person. But the way Grady came in here the last time and acted like he owned the place against Rami Lewis.
Breaking ball, spins across to Halton, 0-1. Lancaster got the run on the board in the 1st inning. They've had a base hit since. Halton currently working on a 9-game hitting streak. And that is a line drive out the left, but directly at Benson. Barnstormers are not allowed to have long hitting streaks this year. I didn't see it entered into the company manual, but apparently it's the case. The longest is 11 for the entire season. Casey Hobson had that very early. Nobody has reached 10 in forever. Halton should still get a couple more licks at it tonight. Clevenger steps in. He was robbed on a diving catch by Oliveira. First time up. Chop foul to the backstop. 0-1. And here's the deal with Hale. 2nd inning, 9 pitches. 3rd inning, 6 pitches.
Oh.
And he's at 6 right now here in the 4th.
The way he's pitching, the Barnstormers don't want to see him work deep.
At the knees, make it 0-2 on Clevenger. 3-1 Sugarland in the 4th inning. Along with James Murray, Dave Collins with you. Here's the wind and an Ephus pitch. Chop the 2nd. Easy play for Thon. A short throw. 4-3. The Barnstormers are out in order. It's 3 straight, 3-batter innings for Jake Hale. Then we will go to the top half of the 5th. James will be commandeering the booth for the next inning. And we'll take a break and be back with the 5th.
We can't help but always want more, especially on the road. More horsepower, heightened handling, elevated design. Get more out of your drive with the Lexus IS. Bold styling, track-tuned handling, available 306 horsepower. Experience the exhilaration of the IS 350, IS all-wheel drive, and IS Turbo. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
Enjoy baseball and music this summer at Clipper Magazine Stadium. No matter what your taste in music might be, we have a night for you. Rock, oldies, country, funk, jazz. We have it all covered over 8 weekend nights this season. Each of those evenings will kick off with a Barnstormers game at 6:30. Following the baseball action, music will take the spotlight to complete our entertainment doubleheader. Check your Lancaster Barnstormers pocket schedule or our website at www.lancasterbarnstormers.com to check out the concert dates. Barnstormers Baseball. Make a night of it.
fifth now. Brad Bergeson will take his spot on the rubber and will be greeted by Derek Miller, Dickie Thon Jr., and Joe Benson. Barnstormers trailing in this one, a whopping 3 runs for the Skeeters and a 1 run of their own. Skeeters have tallied 5 hits. The Barnstormers have put together 3. No errors as a team, very clean on the field we've been seeing. Swing and a miss, first pitch to Derek Miller, the center fielder. Ferguson hoping to get through this inning at a good pace, as he's been doing pretty well. Last inning, albeit the home run from Kevin Aarons that was lofted over onto the picnic tents. Ball 2, ball 1, 1-1, check that. That was lofted over onto the tents that scored Giansani. He went 1-2-3 with 2 flyouts to Garner out and right and a 4-3 put out, what we'd have been seeing a little more of. This one will be fouled off to the right for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to the Skeeters center fielder. No more rain in the skies. Clouds are breaking. Wind has come to a sudden halt, at least for a while, but lights still in full bore all around the baseball park. Ferguson delivers a nice breaking ball. Will be fouled off. De La Rosa will pound his glove as if he was supposed to. He wanted that one. He wanted to catch that for a foul tip, strike 3. Nonetheless, we'll have second life here for Miller. He'll bat with 1 ball and 2 strikes continuing. Major League scoreboard goes as followed. There's several games already underway, getting underway. And in Baltimore, we'll start there. There's already a delay, so we're forewarned there. Ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Miller. Diamondbacks and Cubs going at it. Run for run almost. Diamondbacks now 8-7 over the Cubbies. Paul Goldschmidt so far has all the stats. He's got 2 home runs to his credit, as well as Wilson Contreras on the other end having 2 home runs to his credit. Count is now full. Miller works it. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bergson does not want to start out with a base runner. We did that last inning. Giansani had netted a single, then stole a second, and then we know what happened after there. This one will be stroked out to left. Foul into the grass area, well, into the seats. Cincinnati and the Pirates. Pirates leading that one 2-0. Chad Kuhl on the mound for the Buccos. White Sox, Red Sox. White Sox just got on the board against Rick Porcel, last year's Cy Young Award winner. Red Sox still leading 4-2. Bergeson delivers. This one will be pushed out into left center field. Falls. Robinson will snag it and toss it into the infield. Once again, back-to-back innings, the Skeeters have delivered a leadoff single to start something. K-man of the game coming up. This will be Dickie Thon Jr. As I was talking about Dickie Thon's last at-bat, many people had come by asking if that was Dickie Thon Sr., who played for the Phillies, the Texas Rangers, the Angels. So he retired in '93, retired 24 years ago, and for some reason they thought this 59-year-old was coming back. Check swing, throw behind the runner at first, all for naught. Miller gets in safely, calls strike on the check swing. Yeah, Thon retired in '93. He's 59 years old. He just turned 59. So to see him in the league at that age, unlikely. Now, we did see Rafael Palmeiro in the league in his late 50s. With Patrick Palmeiro, the Skeeters had both of them at one point in time. Father-son duo. Bergeson delivers. This one will be hit right over to Weber. Weber goes to Coronado. Coronado goes to first to Clevenger. That'll be a nice 4-6-3 double play. So wonderful for the Barnstormers there to erase the leadoff single and get Bergeson back to working from the windup. They've done that a couple times, and one of them who's been very helpful for eliminating base runners is De La Rosa behind the plate. He's already got 2 caught stealings in this game. He's nabbed 2 of them. Nabbed both Miller and Thon. Coming to bat now will be leadoff hitter Joe Benson, the left fielder. Bergeson starts him off with a gorgeous slider low in the zone for strike 1. Benson had no shot at hitting that one anywhere in the air. It would have been beat right into the ground, probably right over to Weber. Worst thing would have been if it was hit into no man's land. It's ball 1 inside. 1 ball, 1 strike now to the left fielder. Indians-Yankees underway in Cleveland, 2-0. Sonny Gray makes his New York Yankees debut as he was traded for a crop of young prospects. Strike two, pardon me, to Benson. 1 ball, 2 strikes on a fastball on the outside corner. Yeah, 3 of the Yankees' top prospects ended up going for Sonny Gray to be acquired from Oakland. But right now, the Indians have him 2-0. Yankees have also put 3 errors. Strike 3 swinging goes Benson. He goes down, and all in all, the Sugar Land Skiers go down without much of a whimper whatsoever. Barnstormers will be coming up hoping to put a little more against Jake Hale. We'll see. We'll talk to you then. Skeeter's still leading this one, however, 3-1.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com, too. And you can get them right on your phone, thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Coming to bat in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Hale back on the mound again, of course. His team is leading 3-1. 6 hits now for Sugar Land. They had a hit on Miller's base hit in the last inning. Barnstormers hoping to get, if anything, Hale's pitch count for the inning into double digits. Hopefully, trying to get a little more than that. A couple of hits string across a run would be wonderful. Around the Atlantic League, Bridgeport is leading the Long Island Ducks 4-0. York has 7 on the Bees at the moment. They're only in the 4th inning. Those are the only other 2 games going on at this moment. Hale delivers strike 1 to Garrett Weber, the second baseman. Weber will be followed by Nate Coronado, the shortstop, and Anderson De La Rosa, the backstop. Hale delivers the second pitch of the at-bat, a breaking ball that's going to miss just off the plate. Continuing on the Major League scoreboard, Dodgers-Braves just underway. Bottom of the first now, Alex Wood, who's put together a stellar all-star season. They're 0-0, and the Dodgers just keep winning and winning and winning. This one, foul ball over to left field. Brewers beat the Cardinals 2-1. Matt Garza over Brett Cecil, and Corey Nabel is going to get his 20th save of the year. Rockies over the Mets after they were going back and forth for a while. Greg Holland over Hansel Robles. Games that start this evening, we'll tell you after the pitch. Hale delivers. This one will be hit right over into right field on the ground. Olivero will pick it up, toss it in. There's a leadoff base runner for the Stormers. However, now 1 for 2 on the night. Coronado will follow. He grounded out to first. Well, he grounded out to the pitcher who threw on to first. A comebacker. Rangers Twins will be on tonight. A.J. Griffin and Alberto Mejia. Rays and Astros, Blake Snell, Colin McHugh. Mariners Royals, Giovanni Gallardo, Trevor Cahill. Phillies Angels, Jared Eichhoff, and Parker Bredwell. Kendall Graveman, Ty Block for the Athletics Giants series at 9:15 in the evening. Hale checks his runner, delivers a hit and run, and play is on. Weber goes to second, goes right through, goes to third. Welcome to the ball game, Coronado. Good hit. Right up the middle Typically, we'd see for a hit and run, you'd want to go to the right field side where there'd be nobody home just because of the second baseman going to, well, because the second baseman would be covering second base, of course. But now, Barnstormers batting with runners at first and third, no men down. Here comes Anderson De La Rosa looking for more. Back-to-back singles for the Stormers in the first time of the game. They've had back-to-back hits. Second time tonight, they've had 2 hits in an inning. First since the first inning, where they put 2 doubles together, which ultimately pushed across their first run. That was Garner driving home Amaral. Hale checks his runners. Could see Coronado going. Ball low and away. Yeah, if Coronado were to steal or even get hung up for a little bit and push Weber across and give him a chance to score, it wouldn't be the worst thing, but a first and third call by Alberto Cordero is warranted. Hale checks his runner, delivers this one inside. De La Rosa pushing himself into a wonderful hitter's count now. 2 balls, no strikes, with no men down. Stormers are very accustomed to answering the call of the opponent team and getting back on the board. This one misses low, 3-0. I would not rule out De La Rosa swinging at one right down the pipe if he gets it. De La Rosa's batting average has been falling ever so slightly the past couple days, even though he's been out of the lineup for 2, so let's see what he can do here. This one misses, ball 4. Says we're not accustomed to seeing Ferguson throw 4 wide ones unintentionally to walk a batter. Hale does the exact same thing for the first time tonight, as Anderson De La Rosa puts together a pretty good at bat in walking.
The designated hitter, Lastings Millage.
Lastings Millage now has plenty of which to work with. Bases loaded, no men down, and continuing. The Barnstormers are looking for more. Lastings Millage with the bases loaded this season has been very productive. He's got a 300 clip, 3 for 10 with 6 ribbies. Barnstormers wouldn't mind 1 or more in this situation. Millage singled his first time up and then was a part of a fielder's choice that ruled him off the bases. Hale gets his sign. Millage digs in. Here's the pitch. Low and away. Hale has thrown 6 straight balls. This one gets thrown away. I'm not going to blame the baseball for the inability to find the strike zone right now, but anything goes. If you're not feeling the ball off the tip of your fingers, you want to get rid of it. And it's so important, and now he's going to change signs with Cordero, get on the same page. As much as he doesn't want a mistake here, the Barnstormers would take 1 or 2 or a few. Barnstormers looking for their 3rd hit of the inning, a walk, what have you, a sac fly would be nice. Here we go. 7 straight balls thrown by Hale. So now we know exactly it was not the baseball's fault. 3-0 count, and Millage is going to be looking for a nice fat one over the plate. Wouldn't be surprised if he took it, wouldn't blame him for taking it, be smart. This one will be thrown right down the middle. Hale finds the zone on his 8th pitch of the last 2 batters. De La Rosa got 4 to see, and none of them clipped the plate. Millage looked at 3 that didn't come too close, and 1 that caught all of it. 3-run offering on its way now. Ground ball to shortstop, to second base. Off the bag goes the first baseman, Ramsey. He's not able to hold it on a wild throw by the second baseman, Dickie Thawne. So that one is going to push across a run for the Barnstormers. Not in the way they hoped, but they'll take it regardless. Weber is coming home to score on an error on the throw, Dickie Thawne. So it was going to be a double play, or at least it was apparently going to be. It was a fielder's choice. And that one run will come home. So now the Barnstormers will bat with first and third. Coronado will be at third base. De La Rosa got nailed at second base, a part of the fielder's choice. First pitch of the at-bat. The last three batters have begun in their favor. Ball one right now to Bo Amaral. Millage at first, Coronado at third. Barnstormers have trimmed the deficit. It's now 3-2. This one will be thrown behind the runner. Cordero nabs Coronado over at third base as he was getting a hefty secondary lead. And he pins him down over at third base. Aaron slapped a tag on him. That's 2 outs now, sadly. Derek Moshe all over that call over at third base. Cordero threw an absolute seed as Coronado's diving. The ball was just over him. Aaron's put the glove down. Is academic after that. 2 outs, a 2-0 count now to Bo. Pickoff move over to first base. Ramsey, Millage in there, easy. Barnstormers are probably looking to tie it up there and had every opportunity to do so. Now we'll be looking to continue the inning. Hill comes in, fires. This will miss for ball 3. Here we go again. So 4 wide ones to De La Rosa. Starts out with 3 balls to Millage, then gets a strike, and then that fielder's choice on the ground out. And then starting Bo Amaral 3-0 before the first strike of the at-bat on the outside corner. Gets his lead. Breaking ball will be slashed into center field. Will get down. Barnstormers will work with first and second now. Going back to Coronado's base running off third base. Oh, it would have been a tie ball game. Barnstormers look tied up nonetheless. Trayvon Robinson's going to be coming up for his hacks now. Bo is now 2 for 3 with a single and a double. Had a fielder's choice in the third. Robinson will be looking to get his first base hit, but Gary Gaetti is going to have a quick word with his pitcher, Jake Hale. And bullpen's going to be trotting across the field over to their side of the turf. Barnstormers will be working with first and second, 2 men down. Trayvon Robinson coming to bat. Cole Garner awaits him on deck, provided Robinson gets on base some way, somehow. Gaetti gives his pitcher some words of wisdom or what have you. Either really kind or reading Hail the Riot Act. He'll come set. Robinson digs in, and the pitch. Fastball right over the plate. So after 3 batters of not tempting them with a first pitch strike, he finds his zone against Robinson to lead off the at-bat. Last series for Robinson, he was 2 for 6 with a double. This one misses off the plate for ball 1. Robinson versus righties this year. He's got a couple home runs. He's got a few home runs. He's only batting .263. He had a stretch where he boosted his batting average significantly, where he was down in the 220s, got all the way up to the 270s, where he still is today. Hale delivers. Breaking ball is going to miss just outside. The Brower didn't care for it. Count moves into Robinson's favor. 2 balls and 1 strike. Would love to see a decisive blow here in the bottom of the 5th inning for the Stormers. Ferguson's been pitching well, had a good top of the half of the 5th against the Skeeters. Pitch, and this will be hit and fouled off. Count will now square itself, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tomorrow, Friday baseball, Brett Marshall will have the ball for the Sugarland Skeeters. He is 6-6, and he will be opposed by the Barnstormers left-handed pitcher in Tommy Shirley. He's 0-3, looking for his first win of the year. Had a great start his last time out. Gets a new baseball. 2-2 offering on its way. Breaking ball over the outside. Close, but no cigar. Robinson bats now at a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners will be on the move on the pitch. Robinson hoping to poke one somewhere, but I'm sure the Barnstormers would not mind their second walk of the inning. Full count offering on its way. Runners break. Ball 4 inside. Hale walks off the mound. Doesn't want the ball yet, simply because of a little disgust in just missing that inside pitch. The last 2 pitches look like they could go either way, but that's why we're up in the booth and not down there on the field making those calls. Looks like just a little inside, possibly just a little low on the last 2 pitches that netted Trayvon a walk in the second, like I said, of the inning. Cole Garner comes up to bat now. He is 1 for 2. He doubled in the first inning with driving home Bo Amaral. Bat with the bases loaded here. Garner with the bases loaded. He's 1 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Quick conference on the mound between Cordero and Jake Hale. Get on the same page. They know they're working with a fierce bat up at the plate, and this could be costly if he were to miss a spot. So can certainly understand about being on the same page between the two. Garner's going to be looking for something to drive. Would love a gapper here. Get a couple in, take the lead, give Bergeson some fresh ground to work with. First pitch swinging, pops it up. Outfielders will converge, and Miller will ultimately make the call. Barnstormers do put 1 more run on the board. Will leave the bases loaded, though. Barnstormers trailing this one still, but only by 1 run. 3 runs to 2 runs. Dave will be back in the booth to join me coming at the top of the 6th inning. Barnstormers trail 3-2.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Not only does the Federal Tap House have the largest selection of craft draft beers in Lancaster City, they have amazing food to go along with those elite beers. Open every day for both lunch and dinner, their menu has something for everyone, including a special lunch menu available every Monday through Friday, as well as their normal menu. So when you're in the mood for great wood-fried pizzas, handcraft coal-fired burgers, or our all-inspiring duck fat fries, head over to the Federal Tap House. That's the Federal Tap House, 201 North Queen Street in downtown Lancaster, open by 11:30 every day of the week.
Welcome back from Clipper Magazine Stadium, a 1-run game, and catcher Albert Cordero will lead off the 6th inning, and the voice of Constellation Field, Shane Brown, who's here tonight, got to introduce Cordero as we open up the 6th inning. Always good seeing Shane. He's one of my best friends around this league. He and some friends are going to a couple of Tigers-Orioles games at Camden Yards this weekend, and
good for them. Stopped
up here to see the Skeeters and the Stormers here tonight. Switch hitting, Cordero leading off and takes a ball outside from Brad Bergeson, 1-0.
Are they Tigers fans or Orioles fans?
Maybe neither. They say they go to a different ballpark every year. They're,
darn.
by and large, I would think Astros fans.
I was going to say, I need someone to commiserate with about the Tigers.
Ball 1 pitch is cued out to shallow left. Back goes Coronado. Nate with the catch, 1 out. Cordero retired, and that's only the 2nd time tonight that Bergeson has retired a leadoff batter. They have 4 hits out of that leadoff spot. Here is Giansani, who has 1 of those. 1 out of 2, a stolen base and a run scored for Anthony Giansani. That short turnaround back in the 4th inning really cost Bergeson and the Barnstormers tonight, and it was very short in duration. But Giansani stole second off of Brad, and Brad's a veteran. You're not going to see that happen very often. He just looked like he totally lost track of the runner, and then Aaron's hit the 2-run homer. And Bergeson, outside of that very short stretch, has been solid again here tonight. Down low for a ball, 1-0 on Giansani. Have we seen him better? Yes, but other than that, really short stint of about maybe a minute to a minute and a half in length tonight, he's really pitched a strong game, swing and a miss.
Another reason why I was really hoping the Barnstormers were going to be able to capitalize, get ahead, because of how Bergeson very subtly has been in any sort of trouble. Just that inning and that 1 pitch. Could have had a clean slate to work with a lead.
1 ball, 1 strike. Giansani with a dribbler right off the very end of the bat. Ball 1 and 2 strikes. It might have come off a clump of dirt at the end of the bat. 1 and 2. I still think he looks like his manager on the video board.
I do it.
I can't get over it.
Just the look at your face, you're just staring directly at it.
I'm obsessed. Ground ball, shortstop, handled by Coronado. Can set for the throw and guns down Giansani, 2 outs. Kevin Aarons has driven in all 3 of the runs tonight for the Sugar Land Skeeters. He now has 50 runs batted in on the season. And for the first time, hitting with the bases empty.
Did Joe ever play for Gary in this? I don't think he did he?
Gary came here to coach as a volunteer for 2 or 3 weeks, working with Tommy Herr. They knew each other from the Minnesota Twins.
Of course.
So here is Aarons. Bergeson's first pitch cut on and missed. Aarons is down a strike at 0-1. Bergeson is 1 out away from being eligible for a quality start, and ultimately that's what you'll look for. Swung on and missed. Bergeson's ahead here, 0-2.
Yeah, we have 2 sons of veterans in the game tonight, Bo and Dickey. That's something nice.
And
would have had more.
And their dads were
right.
players of a similar nature, utility-type guys. Driven to right field again by Aarons. Garner going back into the corner, and that is in play. And Aarons will cruise into second base. He has a double. Tell me he doesn't have this ballpark figured out.
He was shooting for another one right there. Just another soft hit. Another almost a clip shot again.
Has Kevin Aarons been watching Garrett Weber highlight videos?
Yeah, oh my, all right.
Exact fly to right, homer to right, double to right. 2 outs, runner in scoring position, and Wilfredo Rodriguez, the DH, steps in. Bergeson was ahead in the count, and again, Aarons just floats one of those fly balls out to right field, and that can be good as gold here. Ground ball toward the hole at shortstop. Picking it up is Coronado. He'll fire. Clevenger lays the tag on. Good swing around by Steve Clevenger on an errant throw. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and Aaron's left in scoring position. Bottom half of the 6th. Coming up with the score, Sugar Land 3 and Lancaster 2. Enjoy great ballpark food at discount prices. The Lancaster Barnstormers offer numerous chances to enjoy your favorite ballpark foods this summer. On Sundays, Burke's hot dogs are only $1 all game long. Hess's Barbecue brings back the all-you-can-eat pig roast on Mondays and all-you-can-eat chicken and ribs on Tuesdays. Tuesdays are also Fill Your Tummy nights at the stadium, where for only $10, you can stuff yourselves with popcorn, hot dogs, fries, nachos, and soda. Upstairs, we have Pat's Pizza and Pinball Mondays and Fat Pig's Wing Wednesdays, where you can pair food and beer with a Barnstormers game. Barnstormers baseball, make a night of it.
Silicon, microprocessors, and thousands of lines of code. Raw elements transformed into innovation by Lexus. For a limited time, experience advanced safety technology for yourself at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. But hurry, these offers won't last. Now through September 5th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
Sean Halton, Steve Clevenger, and Garrett Weber will step in for the Barnstormers in the 6th inning against Jake Hale. What you can't look for so easily against Hale is the quick fix to a one-run deficit. This is a man who has pitched now 103 and a third innings this season. He has allowed only 6 home runs. So he generally will keep the ball in the park as he has here tonight. Amaral got it out on one bounce. Here is Halton. He is 0 for 2. Hit the ball hard, but directly at Benson his last time up. First pitch, breaking ball is in for a called strike.
Moskis is warming up over in the pen for the Stormers already.
Bergeson usually good for 6, and he's gotten us there just off the inside corner. Halton batting at a ball and a strike. Sean trying for a 10-game hitting streak, but even more than that, trying to get the Barnstormers underway in the 6th inning. Hale, 6 hits, 2 runs through 5. Breaking ball down and away, 2 balls and a strike. He's faced the Barnstormers twice before. He's given up 2 runs in 7 innings and 3 runs in 7 innings. It's that type of steadiness that has been the trademark of Jake Hale. 2 balls, 1 strike. Halton knocked back off the plate, 3-1. For a second, I thought he was going to collect his 10th bruise of the year. 3-1. He's been hit 9. Rico was hit 8.
Garner's been hit, 5 or 6 times?
5 in 6 days.
5 and 6, okay.
Halton, big edge in the count. 3 balls and a strike. Hale ready to go. And a breaking ball is hit well to right field. Did he get enough? Back on this goes Oliveira, and the walls will not contain it. Number 20 for Sean Halton. And these guys love making a liar out of me, don't they? Halton with his 20th of the year. That's his 10-game hitting streak, game tied. Just get done saying Jake Hale doesn't give up home runs, and Jake Hale gives up a home run. Halton goes oppo, up onto the 10th. The Barnstormers tie the game, and Steve Clevenger will try to get a winning uprising underway, or a lead uprising anyway.
What a shot by Halton. Just leaned back, squared it, went up, took it the other way. Didn't even touch the 10th, got right onto Clay Street.
The offering to Clevenger breaks across for a strike, 0-1. Sean Halton, 45 extra base hits on the year. He trails only Michael Snyder from Southern Maryland. There's a breaking ball, and Clevenger goes down the right field line with it. It will stay fair. Home run. The Barnstormers go back-to-back. 4-3 Lancaster, and I'm crawling under the table. Jake Hale gives up back-to-back home runs just after I got done saying he doesn't give up home runs. But it's 4-3 Lancaster, so they can make a liar out of me all they want.
Anything else you want to lie about Pinocchio? Huh? We can make some jokes, too.
My nose is big enough. It doesn't need help. Garrett Weber will come to the plate. He is line to right and single to right, has a run scored. Clevenger took that breaking ball. It looked like it was waiting on it, and just yanked it down the line at State Fair. Now Weber takes a strike. It is 0-1. The Barnstormers gather the lead here in the bottom half of the 6th inning.
they had back-to-back-to-back home runs this year yet?
No, way inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Are you thinking a little Washington Nationals action
Oh,
here?
yep, something like that.
Of a poor
Or even
Mike Blazak?
Blazak, yeah.
Barnstormers go back-to-back only the second time all year. They did it on May 9th here against Southern Maryland. And that was Halton in the first baseman. Hobson. At point, swing and a miss. Weber bats 1 and 2.
I tell you, if one person could possibly do it, it would be Weber, just how he's able to loft him over to right field.
Hale brings it home. Breaking ball spins outside and low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That was Hale's 81st pitch of the night, matching Bergeson, who's at 81. Right-handed action in the bullpen for Sugarland. Weber fouls it off. He gets to stick around at 2 and 2. Coronado and De La Rosa will also bat here in the lower half of the 6th inning. They have a couple of lefties in their bullpen, Richardson and Maine. In on the hands again, fouled away. Everybody else is right-handed on the entire staff. Will face nothing but right-handed starting pitchers in this series. Weber can't hold on the swing. He goes too far, so much for the dream of back-to-back-to-back. Hale with his first strikeout of the game, and now here is Nate Coronado, who is lined out back to the mound, and he is singled to center. He helped to build the run in the 5th inning, but his base running cost the Barnstormers a little bit more. An area of the game where he'll need some work, but you've got a very patient coaching staff here. The motion, and Coronado takes a pitch down and away, ball 1 and no strikes. What has surprised me the most about Coronado is how good his eye is for a guy who's seen so little professional experience. Outside and low, and we go to 2 balls and no strikes. Anderson De La Rosa waiting on deck, 1 out, nobody on. Hale kicks, fires, that's well upstairs, and Coronado is batting 3-0. Hale walked 2 last inning. To Coronado, 3-0 pitch. He has the take sign, looks at it for a strike, 3-1. Halton and Clevenger go deep here in the 6th inning. Now to Coronado, 3-1, little infield topper. This is a tough play. It'll go through to Ahrens. He has no chance. An infield single for Coronado. He has his 9th multi-hit game as a Barnstormer.
We saw Hale just give up on it, just running right by it, and Ahrens he knew better.
Anderson De La Rosa to the plate, 0 for 1 on a fly ball and a walk so far tonight. Barnstormers are still capable of hitting the long ball, but they can do so much more the way this offense is constructed. Somebody's got to tell Coronado to stay close to first base here. Hale to the plate. De La Rosa takes a ball low, 1-0.
I feel like Rami should be doing that over there.
Garner got picked off, leaving early. So did Coronado by Hale. Back in Sugarland. Ball is high. De La Rosa bats 2-0. So Coronado should have that in the memory banks.
Yes.
That Hale got him in the 7th inning. Nate out to a lead. There's the throw, but Coronado leans back in. 2-0 to De La Rosa. 1 out, 1 on. Lower half of the 6th inning.
Coronado takes another aggressive lead.
Foul ball to the screen by Anderson De La Rosa. 2 balls and a strike. The Barnstormers getting 1 back in the 5th inning and 2 more in the 6th. this really has been a marvelous second half of the game team. Perhaps the best, I would have to say, it's the best ever built here. Championship teams that we had, 06 and 14, were known to jump ahead early. De La Rosa pulls a ground ball to third. This could be two. Aaron's quickly to second. Thon bounces the throw back to first, and Ramsey's able to dig it for the inning-ending double play. 5-4-3. The Barnstormers have grounded into two. But ahead of all that, they slug a pair of home runs, 2 runs, 3 hits with no errors. They leave nobody. And at the end of 6 tonight at Clipper Magazine Stadium, the Barnstormers lead it for the first time. Lancaster 4, Sugar Land 3. Lancaster Bible College has been around since 1933, but did you know that they offer degrees in much more than just Bible? LBC offers degrees in criminal justice, business, professional counseling, and more, as well as graduate and seminary degrees in areas like Christian care, chaplaincy, education, and leadership studies. To learn more about LBC and the programs they offer, visit lbc.edu. That's lbc.edu.
Enjoy baseball and music this summer at Clipper Magazine Stadium. No matter what your taste in music might be, we have a night for you. Rock, oldies, country, funk, jazz, we have it all covered over 8 weekend nights this season. Each of those evenings will kick off with a Barnstormers game at 6:30. Following the baseball action, music will take the spotlight to complete our entertainment doubleheader. Check your Lancaster Barnstormers pocket schedule or our website at www.lancasterbarnstormers.com to check out the concert dates. Barnstormers Baseball. Make a night of it.
Not the greatest of nights for Brad Bergeson necessarily. We've seen him be better, but we talk about the job of a starting pitcher, getting through 6 innings, giving his team a chance to win, and Bergeson able to do that. He just couldn't avoid Kevin Ahrens. If he had been able to avoid Ahrens tonight, his night would have been a lot better. But 7 hits, 3 runs in 6 innings with 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. He really can't argue with that outing. It's a quality start, and he leaves with the opportunity to pick up his 8th win of the season.
Yeah, you scratch Ahrens out of the lineup, he's still in this ball game pitching. Probably into at least the 7th inning, and that possibly would be it.
The batter is Caleb Ramsey. He's facing left-hander Daniel Moscas. First pitch bends across, strike 1 called. 81 pitches tonight thrown by Bergeson. The first one for Moscas, pretty good. Ahead of Ramsey, 0-1. Daniel Moscas used quite often by Ross Peoples. Gets a ground ball to first, and takes a wicked hop over the head of Steve Clevenger down the line. This could be extra bases. Sprinting for second is Ramsey, and he will be in with no throw made. Tough break for Daniel Moscas, a great break for Sugar Land, and the tying run is in scoring position with nobody out starting off the 7th inning. Moscas has been so good all year at retiring the leadoff batter and getting left-handed hitters, and of course Daniel is usually brought in to face a lefty. It's only the 9th hit he has given up to a left-handed batter the entire season, and only the 11th time in 41 appearances that the leadoff man he's faced has reached base. But he had the ground ball. He had the 3 unassisted play, and that ball just sprouted legs and jumped up over the head of Steve Clevenger. Nothing the first baseman could do about it. Here is Hector Oliveira. He is 0 for 2. Moscas looks back to second. The pitch is low. Ball 1, no strikes. Derek Miller, the center fielder, waits on deck. So if you're Moscas, you've got to find a way to shake off the bad break and still get out of the inning with the lead.
Yeah, that ball had other ideas to hop right over Clevenger's shoulder, and all everyone could do was just watch it rattle into the wall, into the corner at the wall.
Fouled away by Oliveira. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hector Oliveira's presence has been felt more on the defensive side here tonight. He made a great play against Clevenger back in the 1st inning to save a run. At the plate, he is grounded out and flied out. 1 ball and 1 strike on Oliveira. Ramsey leading from second base. The infielders are fanned out. Moscas will back off momentarily. Moscas looking around. The pitch is low. This gets through De La Rosa, and up the third goes Ramsey. So the field gives him 2 bases, and the battery gives him a third one.
Thinking that's a pass ball.
We'll see how that is ruled. That's one of those that might be ruled a wild pitch initially because you can't see exactly where the ball hit. But from this angle, I would say pass ball. It looked like it was deep enough there. But we'll see the official ruling. The Barnstormers bring the infield in. It does go down as a pass ball. Infield all the way up, and Oliveira swung on and missed. Make it 2-2. Strikeout here would be big, and Moscas certainly capable of racking them up. He's not the biggest strikeout pitcher in the bullpen, but he has fanned 35 and 36 2/3 innings. 4-1 entering tonight with a 2.46 ERA. Tying run at third, nobody out. The 2-2 pitch. He got him with a high fastball. Down goes Oliveira. That is out number 1. Moscas now against Derek Miller, the center fielder.
Went right up the ladder there, and Oliveira obliged.
The infield will remain in. Miller is perfect tonight. He has walked and singled. Former Double-A outfielder in the Boston Red Sox organization. Doesn't have great numbers, Miller, but he can be a thorn. Ball 1 is high, 1-0. Has 5 runs batted in against Lancaster in the season series. 1 home run. Moscas deals. That's wrapped foul on the ground past Gaetti and down to the Sugarland bullpen. 1 ball and 1 strike. Boy, if Moscas can pitch his way out of this with a lead, it will be huge. The Barnstormers with a 2-game lead in the division. Coming into tonight, it looks like York is going to win up at New Britain.
Looks like it. Yeah, absolutely. 7 runs, if not more now.
Here's a 1-1. Miller takes ball 2 off the corner. Dickie Thon waits on deck. That York team has gotten good quickly.
It's 7-4 now. The Bees put up some numbers.
Fighting back. Here's a 2-1. Ball 3 missing inside to Miller.
Yeah,
3 balls and a strike.
Bridgeport over Long Island, 7-2. York over New Britain now, 7-4.
Miller awaits the 3-1. Moscas to the plate. He walks him. Not ultimately the worst result there, but I think Moscas was looking for better, nibbling at the corners. Dickie Thon to the plate. He is singled and grounded into a double play.
Tree and fell with the home run.
Jared Mitchell, 3 for 4, a couple of runs batted in that game. Jonathan Pettibone gave up 7 runs in the first 3 innings. 2 runs batted in by John Griffin. How hot is that guy all of a sudden?
He's absurd right now.
First and third, the Barnstormers will look for the ground ball double play out of Thon. They've already turned 1. Pitch breaks inside from Moscas, 1-0. Joe Benson is the on-deck batter. Barnstormers leading by a very thin run at the moment, thanks to the bad bounce double. Ground ball, third base, could do it. Halton goes to Weber and to Clevenger. Moscas out of the inning with the double play. 5-4-3, set up by the walk. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Great clutch effort by Daniel Moscas in the top of the 7th. He was in a situation he did not create, And now we reach the stretch, 4-3 Lancaster.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Hey Barnstormers fan, be in the know as soon as it happens. We have a number of social media options for you to stay in touch with everything Stormers. Know what Silo's up to, the latest player moves, game results, schedule changes, and be the first to get in on surprise flash deals. Or simply buy our tickets or ask us questions. So like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, watch us on YouTube, and be a part of the growing Barnstormers family on social media.
The Lancaster Barnstormers will be sending Lastings Millage, then Bo Amaral and Trayvon Robinson to the plate against the bullpen of the Sugarland Skeeters. That does look like number 22, which would make that Andrew Johnston, if I am not mistaken. It is 6'5" right-hander. He looks short, but that's because I'm used to seeing Hale out there at 6'7". Jake Hale tonight, 9 hits and 4 runs in 6 innings with 2 walks and a strikeout. Barnstormers will see Johnston for the 7th time this year, and of course a lot over the years. He's been like Hale with Camden and Sugarland. Hale also made a stop at Southern Maryland in the middle. For the season, Andrew Johnston in his 41st game, 1-2, his ERA 5.09. Lastings Millage leading off against him, 1 out of 2 with a run batted in. Breaking ball is ruled a strike, 0-1. And Barnstormers need 6 more outs here tonight. How big was that double play closing out the top of the 7th inning?
A friend in need, absolutely sensational. On the call, Barnstormers could really use a double play. Moscas could have used the double play.
Moscas Millage bounces this up the middle. Fon with a low throw handled by Ramsey. Lastings retired, 1 away. Bo Amaral will step in. He is 2 for 3. This guy's been one solid addition to this ball club. He's a very capable center fielder. He's not flashy. He's not Darian Sanford's speed out there. He's just the guy who gets good reads, and he's there to make the plays in the outfield. He also happens to have his 4th straight multiple-hit game on this homestand. He's getting acclimated to this ballpark.
He's kind of like Gindel in the outfield. Not quite as poised as Gindel, but just not having the speed and getting into the ball.
Slow roller here, right to the first base bag. Easy for Ramsey, as long as he could bend over.
How about Ramsey? Why don't you take a Clevenger hop? We'll see how easy it is for you.
2 outs, nobody on base. Trayvon Robinson stepping in. Robinson is 0 for 2 with a walk, and I think Trayvon's job right now is to do whatever he can to stretch out this inning. It's been 2 outs on 3 pitches, and the Barnstormers are trying to get another pitcher ready in the bullpen. They've got Scott Schumann throwing to face Benson, Cordero, and Giansani at the top of the order. So you may see Trayvon take a pitch or 2. Johnston ready to go, and Robinson. He takes it, and it's outside, which is a good start, ball 1. Cole Garner waiting on deck. Barnstormers with 2 homers and 2 doubles tonight among their 9 hits. Strike at the knees. Robinson batting 1-1. The Barnstormers have not really been able to employ their running game tonight, except they did execute a hit and run back in the 5th inning. But stealing bases is awfully tough with Hale on the mound. Swung on and missed. Trayvon Robinson trying to hit a ball to Lidditz. Man, what a cut he just took.
It was back-breaking cut.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Wind is blowing out toward right field, which is kind of an uncomfortable look when you're ahead by a run in this ballpark. Here's a 1-2. Robinson stings at the short, and it's off the glove of the shortstop Giansani. He can't recover in time for a play. That ball hit hard enough to the backhanded side. It's got to be a base hit, and it is. Rifled there and slicing away by Giansani. He couldn't make the do-or-die pick. And that'll bring on Garner, 1 for 3 with a double and a run batted in.
This is a sizzling ball hit off the bat of Robinson right after that big hack he took. I didn't know if he was going to have much luck, but man, great hit on his part.
Very good opposite field hitter, left-handed, is Trayvon Robinson. 2 out, runner on. Garner standing in. Johnston will fire to first base. Robinson back in standing. Trayvon Robinson, we said his job was to extend the inning. We thought that might just be a 4 or 5 pitch at bat for an out, but he delivers the base hit and really does the job keeping it going. Johnston working out of the stretch, and he's going to throw to first base again. Robinson simply steps back in. 10 more hits for the Barnstormers tonight. They've been averaging 10 hits a game throughout this homestand. This ball club has hit around 300 at home for the season. Inside and low to Garner. He gets the early edge in the count, 1-0. Lancaster has the home record of 28 wins and 17 losses. 1-0 pitch. Garner with a ringing line drive, base hit into left field. Cole with his second hit of the game, and now Halton will step to the plate. Sean with the game-tying home run back in the 6th inning, leading off there. His 1 hit and 3 at-bats tonight, but he hit the ball very hard his second time up as well. I don't see too many signs of Mr. Halton slowing down, and he now has a 6-game RBI streak.
Those are good tallies. The hits, the RBIs, all contributing to what the Barnstormers have been selling the last couple days.
Cordero out to have a word with Johnston, 6'5" right-hander from Missouri. And he and Cole Garner are very good friends. I imagine they'll be chatting about that base hit later on. Halton will try to add to the Barnstormers' lead. It is all developed with 2 outs here in the 7th inning after a couple of fairly easy ground balls. Halton swings and misses over top of a breaking ball. It is 0-1. Clevenger on deck. He has his first extra base hit as a Barnstormer, the go-ahead home run back in the 6th inning.
Stormers could really use another, just an insurance run to give Schumann a little more breathing room.
0-1, Halton takes low. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I'm sure if Cordero was leading off, we probably would have seen Moskos go out for one last batter. Possibly. He got off the hook nicely, but Schumann still continues to throw warm-up pitches.
They'll let Cordero bat left-handed. Otherwise, right-handed hitters for a while.
Yeah.
1-1 to Halton. Robinson leads from second. And off first is Garner. The pitch is up. 2 balls and a strike, giving Sean Halton the advantage. Looking for another RBI to add to his totals. Southern Maryland is off tonight, so Halton has the opportunity to stretch out his lead over Mike Schneider. 2-1 pitch, fouled away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And some of these names we bring up now beginning to emerge as the leading MVP candidates. in the Atlantic League this year because of the departures of the Casey Hobsons and the Andy Wilkins.
Yeah. Otherwise, I think Hobson had it in the bag a long time ago.
He still might lead.
Yeah, I believe.
To Halton, here's a 2-2. In on him, spins him around. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runners get to go. Robinson and Garner with the 2 out base hits here in the 7th inning. Johnston peering in, getting the signal from Cordero. Very big pitch here. At 3 balls and 2 strikes, Lancaster trying to extend a lead in the 7th. Johnston ready to go, and instead he's going to spin and look Robinson back. Intriguing ball game tonight, one that's been littered with offensive highlights, some defensive highlight reel plays. Payoff pitch, smashed foul, wide of third. Down to the Sugarland bullpen where they cannot make the play. Halton will stick around, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
It's not what they get paid to do.
Yeah, not barehanded, not on balls caroming off the sidewall. Still 3-2 to Sean Halton.
Paid to hit the deck on those. Wouldn't mind Halton hitting the deck over there and right.
Here's the set and the payoff pitch. Ground ball, 1 hop to Ahrens at third. He'll go the long way. Halton retired to end the inning. The Barnstormers pick up 2 hits but no runs. 8th inning of play coming up, 4-3 Lancaster.
After you juggle the kids, sports, homework, housework, and squeeze in a moment for yourself, there isn't much time left to plan activities to keep your family having fun together. So give yourself a break and head to Strasburg Railroad, where the 45-minute steam train ride is just the beginning. There are family-friendly train events, vintage baseball, shop tours, a steampunk weekend, plus our popular Day Out with Thomas trains. The fun is as endless as your imagination. Reserve your tickets at strasburgrailroad.com.
The Federal Tap House is a great place to stop by after a Barnstormers game and continue your enjoyable evening in downtown Lancaster. Featuring 100 beers on tap, including many craft beers from here in Central PA, the Federal Tap House has something for everyone's palate, not to mention a full bar and elegant wine selection for the non-beer geeks in the group. For the entire lineup of brews, check online at federaltaphouse.com. That's at Federal Tap House, 201 North Queen Street, just blocks from Clipper Magazine Stadium, or at their other location in Harrisburg. The Federal Tap House is a great place to stop by after a Barnstormers game and continue your enjoyable evening in downtown Lancaster. Featuring 100 beers on tap, including many craft beers from here in Central PA, the Federal Tap House has something for everyone's palate, not to mention a full bar and elegant wine selection for the non-beer geeks in the group. For the entire lineup of brews, check online at federaltaphouse.com. That's at Federal Tap House, 201 North Queen Street, just blocks from Clipper Magazine Stadium, or at their other location in Harrisburg.
Daniel Moskis got out of a tight scrape in the 7th inning to protect the lead, and now Scott Schumann faces the top of the order for the Sugarland Skeeters here in the 8th inning. Lancaster up by a score of 4-3. Very well played game so far. We have seen a couple of outs on the bases. Barnstormers making a base path mistake back in the 5th inning, costing the club a run. But all in all, a very well played game. Here's Benson. He has singled once and struck out twice, facing the setup man, Scott Schumann. Schumann steps, first pitch of the night, hit in the air, dead center. Bo Amaral has it right at him. Doesn't have to move a lick, and it's out number 1. Cordero will step in. He is 1 out of 3. Schumann appearing in his 41st game, 3-0 with a 2.52 earned run average. Barnstormers have gone to Moskos and Schumann tonight, and I would have to think if nobody scores here, they'll go to Anthony Carter as well.
It's a safe bet for all the saves he's converted. Love late. So the ERA just keeps going down, down, down.
What is that trio still doing here? But the Barnstormers will take it for innings 7, 8, and 9.
Imagine if Cody Hall was still here. He'd have 100 strikeouts.
In 60 innings. Fastball outside. You wouldn't have that many. You'd have about 80 strikeouts in 40 innings.
Right.
1-0 here on Cordero. Anthony Giansani waits on deck, and then the man who's done it all for Sugarland tonight, Kevin Ahrens.
It's imperative that he bats with nobody on.
1-0 pitch, foul to the backstop. Cordero with a nice-looking swing. He's got some pop in that bat. 3 home runs on the season for Albert Cordero, part of their championship club a year ago.
Cordero's got 210 at-bats.
They swept the playoffs last year, did the Sugarland Skeeters. 3-0 over York, 3-0 over Long Island.
The first time that's ever happened?
The Barnstormers did it in 06, except the semifinal series was best of 3 instead of best of 5. To Cordero, fastball is up from Schumann. Scott falls behind at 2 balls and a strike. Cordero has 2 of his home runs from the left side of the plate. Two and 1 to him from Scott Schumann. The step and the pitch fired low, 3 balls and a strike. Moskos last inning gave up a hit and a walk and struck out 1, but the numbers are deceiving because the hit was on a bad hop and the walk almost gave the impression not intentional, and I wouldn't even say semi-intentional, but he was definitely picking with the runner at third. There's ball 4. Cordero picks up the base on balls, and the tying run is on for Sugarland, bringing on Anthony Giansanti, who is 1 out of 3. Saves are an official stat in the Atlantic League. Holds are not.
Oh.
But Schumann has 13, and Moskos just recorded his 12th.
Something I didn't know. How about it?
The pitch to Giansani gave him a wrinkle. He swung and missed. No balls and a strike. Giansani was looking, first pitch fastball, and Schumann didn't give it to him. Didn't cave in there. No balls and a strike. Ahrens on deck. Cordero, 1 stolen base on the year. He's being held by Clevenger. Schumann comes to the set. The 0-1. There's the fastball, and this is Sky to right center field. Back on it goes Weber. Coming in is Amaral. They're going to get the force out at second. The ball dropped in the trio, but Cordero, not knowing which way to go, gets forced out at second. So it looked bad, but the Barnstormers give up a little bit of speed, and that's it. They get the second out.
It would have been bad if it dropped and then trickled off somebody and rolled far enough away that Cordero could have gotten to second base.
And
thank goodness
it can be that tough time of night, but I don't know if that was the issue there. It looked to me like communication was more of the issue.
It looked like Garner was going to swoop in and grab that one. Even Bo Amaral got in quick, but Weber was tried to be all over it.
The out goes 4-6. It looks like a ground ball as Weber picked it back up and fired into an alert Coronado. Here's Kevin Ahrens. Keep him from right field. First pitch strike from Schumann. It is 0-1. Ahrens a homer, a double, a sac fly, all to the right side tonight.
Got to work him in. Got to work him high and in, low and in. Alton and Coronado are real deep.
You also have to keep an eye on Giansani. He stole a base earlier, 21 on the year. No balls, 1 strike to Ahrens. The runner's going to go. The pitch swung on and missed. De La Rosa's throw. He's got his 3rd of the night. Ahrens will lead off the 9th inning. Giansani is out 2-4. Kevin Aarons won't have a chance here in the 8th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. De La Rosa can blow the smoke off the pistol, and we'll go to the bottom half of the 8th inning, still leading 4-3.
Gockenauer Appliances in East Petersburg is your hometown appliance store with hometown values. We always give back to our community, and this year we are proud to be a sponsor of the East Petersburg Amphitheater Project. Stop in and purchase from us and keep your money here, helping others in your community. We are back again this season with a $25,000 giveaway at the stadium, and you can stop in and register for a Barnstormers game jersey. We want to be your appliance store and give back to all of you. Gockenauer Appliances in East Petersburg.
Hey, Jane, check it out. 2 brand new Fast Play games from the Pennsylvania Lottery.
Yeah, you just pick your game, get your ticket, and see if you've won.
And with Payday, you could win progressive top prizes instantly.
Instantly? That's fast.
Not faster than me drinking this frozen slush.
You okay?
Ouch. Headache.
Oh.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Major League veteran Manny Corpus comes on for the bottom of the 8th inning. He'll face Clevenger, Weber, and Coronado. Lancaster ahead by a run. Steve Clevenger responsible for that run, a home run back in the 6th inning, backing up one by Sean Halton. Corpus ready to go, and he is low to Clevenger. The ball leaks on through Cordero. 2 balls and no strikes. Corpus 0-4 with a 6.90 ERA since coming to Sugarland. Of course, he started the year with the York Revolution. Doesn't throw all that hard anymore, at least not regularly. 2-0 pitch is below the knees, 3-0 to Clevenger. And ball 4. Steve was a spectator the whole at bat. Andrew Johnston worked the 7th inning, gave up 2 singles.
That was it.
But they came with 2 outs. No harm done. Garrett Weber will step to the plate. He is 1 out of 3. Barnstormers with the runner on base.
Second baseman Garrett Weber.
Ahead by a run. They're not going to be inclined to pinch run here tonight. I thought they might in the 8th inning last night. Clevenger was catching. I thought you could see Tyler Clark out there to run. Breaking ball is in for a strike, 0-1 on Weber. And that's pretty much what Corpus is about right now, is that slow roundhouse breaking ball. He goes to it quite a bit. 0-1. And there it is again. Strike 2 to Weber. He goes outside corner to inside corner with it.
That's all he did in the big leagues, too. Threw a little fastball changeup and then that slow slider.
Clevenger, an insurance run over at first base. Garrett Weber batting 0-2. Corpus ready to go. Twists it well outside and low. Ball 1, 2 strikes. Garrett drove in his 40th run of the season in the 3-run rally last night. And, of course, scored the game winner on the wild pitch by Brandon League. That ball is hit pretty well out the left field, but a bit off the end of the bat. Benson racing back. He'll reach up and latch on for out number 1. Benson, a very smooth outfielder.
He certainly gets the job done out there in left field. And they got Carter warming up in the bullpen.
Nate Coronado will step in. He is 2 for 3 tonight. Just another multi-hit game for Coronado. He has 9, but at no time has he had 3 hits in the same game as a Barnstormer. He's now 25 out of 67, which translates to 373. Wow, what a start. Corpus will go to work on Coronado. Ball one is low to Nate. A ball and no strikes. Catcher Anderson De La Rosa waits on deck. Weber put a charge into that 1-2 pitch, but it's big to left field here, and Benson played it perfectly. A half swing by Coronado. That's one of the few times we've seen him fooled. 1-1. Aarons, Rodriguez, and Ramsey scheduled against Anthony Carter in the 9th inning. Sidearm offering, fouled back to the screen.
You just missed it, too.
The Skeeters are familiar with Coronado. He was 8 for 17 in the series at Sugar Land. He was used late as a pinch runner in the first game and then started the other 5, and it was a very eye-opening series. And he hasn't slowed down all that much. 1-2. Coronado swings and misses. That sidearm pitch had him fooled. Corpus now working with 2 outs, and Anderson De La Rosa will step in. Manny Corpus, a Panamanian. You don't hear of all that many players from Panama, but 2 very good ones come to mind, and Rod Carew and Mariano Rivera. De La Rosa 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. He has thrown out 3 base stealers in this game with absolutely perfect tosses. Right into Garrett Weber's glove. Throw to first base, and Clevenger is back in. Steve Clevenger is not a base stealer.
He's not fooling anybody. He doesn't run.
Not out to much of a lead here.
Very conservative lead.
Corpus to De La Rosa. Sidearm breaking ball missing. Ball 1, no strikes. Lastings, Millage on deck. Lancaster has out-hit Sugar Land in the game, 11-8. One and 0 to De La Rosa. Millage in the on-deck circle. Pitch to Anderson. Fastball for a strike. It is 1-1. Corpus still does own one.
Yeah.
He just doesn't use it all that often.
Right.
It's a secondary pitch that either 3/4 or sidearm slider, what he goes to more often. 1-1 here on De La Rosa. The right-hander ready to go. Breaking ball. Dances outside and low. De La Rosa knew it was headed there and checked on the swing. 2-1.
Haven't known too many pitchers to be ones where their fastball's their second pitch, unless they're like a
knuckleballer.
Knuckleballer, Hamels changeup, Derek Lowe with the sinker. A lot of guys with those pitches typically.
2-1 to De La Rosa. Corpus ready to go. Slider had him fooled. 2-2. You just have to be, as a right-handed hitter, extremely patient with that pitch.
Yeah.
You just have to see that it has that rotation on it and see whether it's possibly coming back to the inner part of the plate. But if it looks over the plate or outside corner, it's probably going to run away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The fastball outside and low. De La Rosa works it to full.
And the sad thing is you can't really look fastball with Corpus, simply because he'll throw every once in a while. If you're looking fastball, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Because he's just going to blow that little ripple across for you.
And we can sit up here and think it's easy. Down there, it's absolutely not. You've got a split second.
Not easy.
3-2 pitch. Breaking ball knocked down the right field side. That's going to slice foul and out of play. De La Rosa had the right idea with it.
I faced very minimal pitchers who threw 92 and above, and just being able to look you don't look breaking ball. You got to look fastball and adjust instantly. And this way is the other way around, where it all goes out the window. You got to adjust to the fastball and look breaking ball.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Corpus comes back, fastball, line drive, over the head of Dickie Thon out into right field. A base hit. Oliveira slides behind it. Ahead to third goes Clevenger, who was running the entire way. De La Rosa with his first hit of the night. The Barnstormers have 12. Lastings Millage will try to give the Barnstormers some breathing room. Millage 1 for 3 with an RBI. 12 hits for the Barnstormers in the game. Everybody in the lineup now has one. De La Rosa, the last to contribute. Oliveira made sure that didn't get all the way through to the wall. It was hit extremely hard by De La Rosa, just clearing the second baseman Thon, and Oliveira with a run-saving slide behind the play. And still, if that's somebody with the speed of a Rico Noel with the head start, 3-2, he probably scores.
I imagine so.
Here is Millage against Corpus, right-hander to the set, and the pitch almost gets away. Nice save by Cordero. But when you've handled that pitch a lot, you kind of can read it. That started away and just was in the left side batter's box, but Cordero knew where it was headed. Ball one, no strikes to Lastings Millage. Bo Amaral waiting on deck. Lancaster ahead by 1, looking for more. To Millage, ball 2 is low. 2 balls and no strikes. The Barnstormers have left only 6 runners on base in this game, but they've had a lot of runners on base in this game. They've had 15. They have grounded into a couple of double plays, had a mishap on the bases. Same is true on the other side. Millage bats 2-0. Corpus ready to go. The pitch to Lastings, line drive, but right at Thon, ending the inning. Lastings Millage trying to drive in the run. Great at bat, great swing. Thon got in the way. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and Lancaster leaves runners at the corners. Top half of the 9th inning coming up. The Barnstormers lead 4-3.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Here is Anthony Carter for the top half of the 9th inning. Anthony into his 41st game, 3-2 with 22 saves and a 3.66 earned run average. The numbers on Carter over his last 14 appearances, 14 innings, 2 wins, 9 saves, 6 hits, a walk, and 13 strikeouts. He has certainly taken hold of the 9th inning for the Lancaster Barnstormers, but with just a 1-run lead here, he needs to do it again. He needs to have a clean inning. Kevin Ahrens, having the big night for the Sugarland Skeeters, will lead off. Ahrens with a double, a home run, and a sac fly, driving in all 3 Sugarland markers in the game. Wilfredo Rodriguez will bat next, and then a guy you have to worry about in Caleb Ramsey. He's a little bit of an unknown.
I'd much rather enjoy facing Aarons with nobody on. I can't blame Giansani for stealing that base to try and get in a scoring position with what Aarons has provided thus far. But with what De La Rosa's been doing,
Carter to Aarons, a swing and a miss. It's 0-1.
you can think better of stealing just to save yourself.
But facing Schumann and facing Bergeson,
Yeah.
entirely different as well.
That's very true.
And whether or not Aarons was going to be able to take Schumann to right, another story, although the other night John Griffin did. Here's the 0-1, swing and a miss again. Carter's ahead of Aarons at 0-2. And those first two pitches have had a nice dive to them. Not quite off the 10-meter platform.
I could see Carter going high and tight with a fastball.
0-2 to Aarons. Leading off here in the top of the ninth inning. Lancaster working with a 4-3 lead.
We're low and in with a slider.
Here's the motion and the pitch. Ground ball pulled foul. Aarons will continue to bat with 2 strikes. Schumann worked the 8th inning, walked 1, but faced only 3 batters, with Giansani being thrown out on the stolen base attempt. De La Rosa's 3 for 3 tonight when he's had a chance at all. Here comes the 0-2. High pop up, foul on the right side. Over comes De La Rosa, but there isn't a play, and Aarons gets to hang in there. 2 strikes in the count. The Barnstormers have left 8 runners on tonight. You would think with 12 hits, including 2 doubles and 2 home runs, and 3 walks, you would somehow score more than 4 runs, but so many of these guys have reached base late in the innings. Barnstormers 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. You have to go all the way back to the first inning for the 1. Here's the 2-strike pitch, ground ball past the mound. Weber will collect it and throw. Aarons retired. His bat will be also, judging by the sound I heard, 1 away. Wilfredo Rodriguez to the plate. He is 0 for 3. Rodriguez, stockily built catcher. They use him a lot as the designated hitter, native of Puerto Rico, and why not? He started the night batting .337, but he'll catch later in the series, probably against one of the lefties. And you'll see Santiago Nessie also catching the series. Barnstormers, they have lefty starters for the next 3. Chopped over toward third. Up with it is Halton. He'll make the throw, but he's not going to get Rodriguez. An infield base hit. And now Caleb Ramsey is the go-ahead run coming to the plate. Shades of last year. The Barnstormers beaten so often on those dribblers up the third baseline. Why is that? Well, because if you're the Barnstormers and you got that short porch and right, you want lefties with cutters, righties with 2-seamers down and in to the right-handed batters, and that often is the result. We're going to have a pinch runner over at first base. That I believe is either, it's probably Gillespie, would be my guess. 2 guys listed on the in-house roster as number 11.
Probably much better suit. Yeah, that's Gillespie. Pound's a little bigger, pound for pound.
Haha. Very good, sir. Here's Caleb Ramsey. The pitch is inside and low. Ball 1, no strikes. Ramsey with the bad hop double back in the 7th inning. He's hit everything on the ground so far tonight. Carter aware he cannot make a mistake with that short porch in right field. Leadoff man, or the runner at first base, and now 2-0 on Ramsey. Carter with a 6-pitch save against New Britain last night, putting away Rosa, Maddox, and Bierfeld in a hurry. A little more of a test so far tonight. Pinch runner over at first, 2-0 to Caleb Ramsey. There's a strike, make it 2-1. 1-run game on the line. There is no breathing room here in the top half of the 9th inning. Ramsey out of the University of Houston. Comes from the Houston area. fouled off to the third base side. Carter back to even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ramsey has not gotten to the major leagues. His best season in the Washington system coming at Hagerstown back in 2012. 294, 7 home runs, 66 knocked in. 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Runner leading off first base. Here is the 2-2. Busted in high, a full count. Hector Oliveira, the right fielder, waits on deck. Carter was cruising, but Rodriguez able to reach on that little roller up the third base side. And now a full count to a left-handed batter. 3-2. Carter comes set. Here's the payoff. Foul to the screen. He had Ramsey leaning a little bit, but the left-handed batter able to protect the plate. Full count continues to the number 6 batter in the Sugarland lineup. Tying run at first base with 1 out. Payoff is on the way. Carter deals. Got him swinging. Down goes Ramsey on an inside fastball. Hector Oliveira will come to the plate with 2 outs, and the tying run still at first.
Carter reached back for a little extra there. Great frame on the hand of De La Rosa as he's going to go out and say something to Carter. Make sure they have their man here and a figured-out plan for him.
Carter going to that fastball with a little extra giddy up to it. 2 outs. Oliveira, the native of Cuba, stepping in. Started the night batting .293 with a pair of home runs. Barnstormers are in the no doubles defense here with the tying run at first base.
No doubles, infield back, and still holding runner on first.
Here's a pitch, just low for a ball on Oliveira. 1-0, Derek Miller in the on-deck circle.
Can't make a mistake to Hector.
1 ball, no strikes. Carter brings it home. That's lined out to center. It's going to fall in front of the charging Amaral. The tying run will go to third base. That's the downside of the no doubles.
That's right.
It'll take 2 base hits to beat you, but you're more likely to give up that first hit. So
I don't know if Amaral would have had that even if he was playing typical
kind of a
depth.
sinking line drive.
Yeah, had a lot of spin on it just to fall in.
So we're going to get a mound visit. Derek Miller has walked twice and singled here tonight.
Oh, and they're stopping Ross in his tracks.
Well, the Barnstormers have only made 1 in the game.
Uh-oh. Gary's saying otherwise or something else, but they stopped Ross when he was going up to say something. Wonder what's the case there.
First and third with 2 outs.
Okay,
Center fielder
clarification.
Derek Miller coming to the plate. Gary's at third.
Oh, pardon me. I'm sorry. That's not
So the tying run is at third base. Play will resume here in the top of the 9th. Go-ahead run at first. Derek Miller trying to break up the Anthony Carter streak. First pitch is low, ball 1. Dickie Thon, the on-deck batter. All because of a trickler up the third baseline. Otherwise, Carter has a 1-2-3 inning. Now game on the line here in the 9th. 1 ball, no strikes, and a Miller. Bouncing ball pulled foul. It is 1-1. Can't get too cute with Miller. He has 20 extra base hits. Barnstormers would have the top of the order up should they have to bat in the home half of the inning. 1-1 to Miller. Here's the delivery. Carter is high and inside for ball 2. It is 2-1. Lancaster 4, Sugar Land 3. It's been that way since the first 2 batters in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Grounder foul again. This to the third base dugout. Sugar Land down to a final strike. Derek Miller bats 2-2.
I'm looking for something low and away, where I'm going back high and in tight. My third option would be low and in, but I don't want him to sneak anything between Holton and Coronado.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Sad thing, he's got a lot of real estate on the right.
Carter ready to go. Here's the pitch. Low, and Miller showing great patience. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Oliveira gets the extra start at first base as the lead run in the ball game.
I don't think the walk's the worst thing here either.
Certainly not as bad as a base hit.
No.
3 balls, 2 strikes. With Rodriguez at third, Oliveira the runner at first base. 2 outs in the inning. A lot can happen here. Carter ready to go. The payoff is high, ball 4. And Thon will bat with the bases loaded. 4 walks to Sugar Land tonight. 3 have come to Miller. Thon is being called back.
Oh, boy.
And we're going to see Josh Prince. Just returning from paternity leave today. And he will step in. 253 hitter with 8 home runs and 39 runs batted in. And he would just take over at second base. It's a natural move.
Just with a little more experience up to bat.
So it's been taken to the hilt. Bases loaded, 2 outs. If Carter wins, the game is over. If Prince wins, we'll have a bottom of the 9th inning. Carter ready to go to Prince. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. It is 0-1.
I think that was the splitter.
Yep. He threw a couple early to Aarons.
Yeah. When I was talking in the bullpen, that's his third pitch that he doesn't always go to. But right there, great call.
Josh Prince digging back in. No balls, 1 strike. The bases loaded, 2 outs. Carter to the plate. Ball 1 low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Carter had a tough save on Sunday at Southern Maryland. The final 2 outs coming on the sinking liner to right. Sean Halton trapped it and fired in. The Barnstormers forced a couple of runners off. And a difficult one here tonight that if Rodriguez hits the ball a little bit harder, it's all elementary. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Yep. But the third out is just not coming. Oliveira with the single to center. Miller draws the walk after being at 2-2. Josh Prince bats at a ball and a strike. Carter rears back, fires, and it's hit in the air. Center field. Amaral camps underneath, and the Barnstormers hold on through a dicey 9th inning. Prince flies out the center. Anthony Carter saves his 22nd in a row, but this time you have to mop the brow. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. Sugar Land strands 3. The Barnstormers maintain their 2-game lead in the Freedom Division over the York Revolution. James and I will be back with the wrap-up show coming your way next. Our final score tonight, the Lancaster Barnstormers 4 and the Sugar Land Skeeters 3.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Not only does the Federal Tap House have the largest selection of craft draft beers in Lancaster City, they have amazing food to go along with those elite beers. Open every day for both lunch and dinner, their menu has something for everyone, including a special lunch menu available every Monday through Friday, as well as their normal menu. So when you're in the mood for great wood-fried pizzas, handcraft coal-fired burgers, or our all-inspiring duck fat fries, head over to the Federal Tap House. That's the Federal Tap House, 201 North Queen Street in downtown Lancaster, open by 11:30 every day of the week.
If you're going to make a run at a championship, these are the kinds of games you need to win. And once again, the Barnstormers find themselves behind not once tonight, but twice. They are able to recover both times and beat the Sugarland Skeeters 4-3. 4 runs on 12 hits, no errors, 8 left for Lancaster. And for Sugarland this evening, 3 runs on 10 hits with no errors and 6 runners left on base. Brad Bergeson with the victory. Not his best game, but well enough. He pitched 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs. Most nights that's good enough to get the W. It's a quality start, and the win does go to Brad. He is 8-6 on the year. Jake Hale pitched well through the first 4 innings, and then his night took a downturn. He ends up with the loss, 7-4 for Hale on the season. The save to Anthony Carter, his 23rd, his 22nd in a row. He is 4 away from Tim Hamulak's franchise record, converting consecutive saves. Home runs tonight for the Sugarland Skeeters. Kevin Ahrens with a made aboard in the 4th inning, his 10th home run of the year. The Barnstormers go back-to-back in the 6th. Sean Halton, his 20th of the season, leading off, and then Steve Clevenger, his first for what turned out to be the game winner. 2 hours, 42 minutes, the time of the game tonight. 24-29 on hand here at Clipper Magazine Stadium. James and I will look at the game in greater depth when we come back right here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com, too. And you can get them right on your phone, thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
A very nicely played game tonight at Clipper Magazine Stadium as the Barnstormers and the Sugarland Skeeters kick off a 4-game weekend series. It'll be here through Sunday, and the final series between these two ball clubs this season. The Barnstormers with the 4-3 victory tonight wrap up clinching the season series, 11 games to 6 against Sugarland, and the Barnstormers are up 5 games to 2 in the second half, so Lancaster will just have to win 1 out of the next 3 here to make sure they have the tiebreaker with the Skeeters in the second half chase. It was Sugarland that got off to the big start tonight as Joe Benson and Albert Cordero greeted Brad Bergeson with back-to-back singles. Benson took third on a deep fly out by Anthony Giansani to center, and then Kevin Ahrens hit a ball far enough back to right field to score Benson with the run. It was 1-0 in favor of the Skeeters, but the Barnstormers, and this is one of the traits of this ball club that makes it so special, they came back right away. In the bottom of the first inning, Bo Amaral with a ball driven to right center field, hopped over the wall, a ground rule double. He would take third on a ground out by Trayvon Robinson, which is just good fundamentals, but he didn't need to be at third base as it turned out, as Cole Garner found the gap in right center field, driving in the tying run. It would stay 1-1 into the fourth inning when Ferguson had just a little bit of a lapse there. A leadoff single by Anthony Giansani, who stole second. It was the only successful stolen base of the night for the Sugarland Skeeters in 4 tries. Anderson De La Rosa couldn't even get off a throw that time. He gunned down the other 3 with perfect tosses to second base. But in this particular instance, Giansani arriving at second safely. Kevin Ahrens then found the 10s out in right field for his 10th home run of the year. The Barnstormers were down 3-1. But Ferguson is that stable veteran presence. He doesn't let things rattle him, and he was able to continue in the ball game. He retired 8 of the remaining 10 batters he faced, got a double play when one of those guys was on, and kept the Barnstormers in there. Lancaster got a run back in the 5th inning, and an inning that could have been bigger, but they loaded the bases on 2 singles and a walk. Lastings Millage drove in the run with a force play grounder, leaving Lancaster with runners at first and third and 1 out, but Nate Coronado picked off third base. You don't see too many rookie mistakes out of Nate, but that was one of them there, and it helped the Skeeters get out of the inning because Bo Amaral followed with a single and Trayvon Robinson walked before Cole Garner flied out, ending the inning. The Barnstormers were trailing 3-2. They took care of that in a hurry in the 6th inning as Sean Halton and Steve Clevenger went back-to-back against Jake Hale. We had just said that Hale had only given up 6 home runs on the season in, at that time, 103 and a third inning. So don't look for the long ball to tie it. Well, the Barnstormers didn't just tie it with the home run. They went ahead with the home run, 4-3. Lancaster scattered a lot of base runners the rest of the night, and so did Sugarland. They were threatening in the 7th inning against Daniel Moscas. Caleb Ramsey leading off, hit a smash right towards Steve Clevenger. Looked like an easy first out, and then all of a sudden the baseball turned into a gold medal winning high jumper as it cleared the head of Clevenger, ended up in right field for a leadoff double. Ramsey took third on a pass ball, and Daniel Moscas calmly got out of the inning. A strikeout, a walk, and a 5-4-3 double play, ending it with the lead still at 1. Scott Schumann faced just 3 batters in the 8th inning, and then Anthony Carter had us breaking out the Tums in the top half of the 9th. 1 out, a dribbler up the third baseline, beating Sean Halton. Wilfredo Rodriguez able to reach first base on the play. If that ball's hit harder, it's an easy 1-2-3 inning. We're not even talking about the scare in the 9th. Hector Oliveira singled. Derek Miller, after being even in the count, drew a walk. The bases loaded against Carter, and he comes out and gets the pinch hitter, Josh Prince, to hit a lazy fly ball right at Bo Amaral in center field, ending the night. The Barnstormers able to hold on and win by the final score of 4-3. So the Barnstormers are now 3-1 on the current homestand, but here's the best number of all. Since the All-Star break, since the team was able to decompress from all the signings, even though there have been more since, that cluster was right before the end of the first half. They were able to decompress from the signings. They were able to nurse some leg injuries, especially among the outfielders, and they were able to rebuild this roster a little bit. Since that All-Star break, this ball club is 15-5, and that is very impressive, especially because the bulk of the schedule has been on the road. The Barnstormers 3-1 on this homestand. They're 5-2 at home since the All-Star break. A nice little 4-3 victory for the Barnstormers here this evening. James will run down the out-of-town scores in just a bit here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
Hey, Jane, check it out. 2 brand new Fast Play games from the Pennsylvania Lottery.
Yeah, you just pick your game, get your ticket, and see if you've won.
And with Payday, you could win progressive top prizes instantly.
Instantly? That's fast.
Not faster than me drinking this frozen slush.
You okay?
Ouch. Headache.
Oh.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Out-of-town scores go as followed. Around the Atlantic League, as you saw, this game just locked down. 4-3 in favor of your Lancaster Barnstormers around the league. And the other place is York over the Bees. Currently, they're in the top of the 8th inning. It is 10-4. York Revolution, for the majority of the game anyways, was leading 7-0, and then the Bees put up a 4 spot on a tally. York has answered again, 10-4, like I said. Bridgeport and Long Island, it is 8-2 currently. They are in the bottom of the 9th. Long Island's last shots at staying in the ball game for what they can in the big league scoreboard for this August 3rd evening. Tigers got resumed with the Orioles. It's 2-0 still, and a couple solo home runs, one of which was Ian Kinsler's 45th lead-off home run, tying him for 5th most, tied with Curtis Granderson, a former Tiger at that. Pirates and Reds. Pirates are out to a 6-0 lead over the Cincinnati Reds. White Sox and Red Sox have just been bashing each other back and forth. 8-5 currently. Red Sox in the lead. Yankees and Indians, so much for Sonny Gray's start. He did fairly well, but the Yankees defense was not it was prevalent that they were not there. 5-1, Indians leading currently. Dodgers, Braves, Dodgers leading over Atlanta 3-1. Alex Wood pitches really well in this one, still going strong. Rangers and Twins, Texas up 4-1 currently, but they're looking for more. They've got bases loaded. Rays and Astros underway. Bottom 4, Astros winning right now 2-1. Former Lancaster County prospect Derek Fisher is up to bat. Seattle and the Royals. The Mariners are now up to a 2-0 lead over the Kansas City Royals. They're in the 4th inning, just ending. Final scores around the league. We've got Milwaukee over the Cardinals 2-1. Brett Cecil taking the loss in that one. Matt Garza benefiting with the win. Corey Nabel 20 save. Diamondbacks and Cubs. Diamondbacks end up beating the Cubs. Goldschmidt with 3 home runs to his credit in that one. They win 10-8. That goes to Jake Barrett over Wade Davis. Fernando Rodney checking in his 24th save. Rockies and Mets. Rockies taken 5-4. Greg Holland over Hansel Robles. 2 games yet to happen. That'll be tonight. Phillies and Angels, and Athletics and Giants tonight. Dave, that's what's going on around the Atlantic League and at the show level.
The Lancaster Barnstormers with a nice win here tonight. Again, they didn't overwhelm the Sugarland Skeeters. They beat them by a run, and that's the kind of game that you're going to need to win. You fall behind, you battle, and in this case tonight, the home run balls win it for the Lancaster Barnstormers. But what's great about this ball club is last night they built a 3-run rally without a home run to beat the New Britain Bees. So they win it this evening by the final score of 4-3. Another win for the Barnstormers, 15 out of their last 20. They are 18-9 in the second half of the season, and they have the best overall record this year in the Atlantic League with Somerset idle tonight. The Barnstormers 1/2 game better than the Patriots, 56-40 to 55-40. And you look back to the first weekend of the season, the 4-game sweep at the hands of the Somerset Patriots, and I think a lot of people at that point really wondered where this season was headed. But I said at the end of that series, it wasn't about the Barnstormers being bad. It was about Somerset playing a perfect series opening weekend. They did. And what you saw that weekend was a battle between the teams that not only have the 2 best records in the Atlantic League this year, although Bridgeport certainly is right in the mix, but you saw the 2 teams that were going to send the most people back to major league organizations. There have been 39 this year out of the Atlantic League. 20 of those have come from either the Barnstormers or the Patriots rosters. And a tip of the hat to Ross Peoples, a tip of the hat to Brett Jody and John Hunton for the jobs that they have done building these ball clubs, getting players in, and then moving players along back to major league organizations. So Lancaster with the win tonight, 4-3. Second game of this series coming up tomorrow night. Sugarland will see nothing but left-handed starters the rest of the way this series, just because of the way the Evans-Gardner transition fell. And it will be Tommy Shirley tomorrow night against Brett Marshall, who spent the evening in the press box, as did Joe most of the time. Marshall 6-6 coming in. Tommy Shirley 0-3. Don't be fooled by that. He has put together 2 terrific starts in a row, and he will be looking for his first win as a Barnstormer tomorrow night. We'll once again have it for you, beginning with the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report at 6:15. Until then, for my partner James Murray and for all the cast and crew here at Clipper Magazine Stadium, I'm Dave Collins. Have a great evening, everyone, and we'll see you at the ballpark.